Good evening.
Good evening, one and all. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. It is time for us to be jumping into some more good old Warframe. Welcome on in, one and all. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world. It is good to be back, is it not? It is always good to be back. First things first, of course, Flowing Thoughts. Thank you very much for resubscribing there already in the starting Zoom screen. Bring your Prime for 16 months, no less now. Flo, thank you very much on that, and a good evening to you as well. Cheers indeed. What's a Corum? Corum is a polearm with a weird electric attack that I kind of went, it's okay, but you know, there's better things to do. So maybe that can change, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. What I haven't seen so far, as I'm asking here, Ken, did you see the Stardew update yet? I have not. It's not been on my radar. It's possibly something I can check out in the near future, but yeah, not had a look at any of the details on that so far. And, yeah, Ray, I appreciate you not spoiling stream. Whatever you've got on that side there, I hope it can be turned into a positive, at least turn around somewhere. But I shan't inquire right now. Alright, so saying Survey 6 drop, but I don't know the details yet. I'll look into it later. I'll look into it. As I'm saying, forgot it was electric. Yes, influence makes it worth a second look. There we go. See, someone figured it out. Someone figured it out. So, to get cracking on that, I'm actually not using Corum right now. I'm using Nami Solo, but you know, you might know of the Nami Solo. It's a machete that has an incarnate adapter for it, so it can do a little bit of juicy, but I mean, it's nothing too crazy. I'm just going to go into a basic little mission right now. Just a basic little mission, you know, nothing too crazy. Hopefully we get a nice spawning tile. Can't see any boxes, so it doesn't fill me with confidence, but we'll see. Maybe it's a nice spawning tile. I don't know. Here we go, again doing a little trolling. I don't do a little trolling. Oh, that's a good starting tile, that's fine. Alright, just gonna roar. Roar's fun, you know. Let's just chop a few things, it'll be fine. There we go. Okay, and I mean, yeah, machetes, they have their cool heavy attack, but mostly they're not really that highly regarded, right? You know, they certainly don't, oh, okay. I mean, they do a little bit of work here or there. But nothing too crazy, right? I mean, it's just a machete. We can't expect the world from it now, can we? It's certainly not the kind of thing to, oh, okay, clear everything in a 20-meter radius. It's just a machete. Oh, okay. Right, yeah, fair enough. All of them as well. I mean, yeah. See, my point is that you don't need to worry too much about where we're going with this. Let me just add on another roar. Don't mind me. Using roar on Lavos because, you know, as you do. As you do. That's not something you see me do very often, but I'm sure it's not really that relevant either. Come to think of it, like, it's probably just a little bit of a damage boost. Certainly no cubic scaling going on. Certainly nothing that would make you go, oh, let me pop a strength shard onto a 300% strength Lavos. That's not really what's happening here, is it? 100% follow through. This isn't 100% follow through. I actually turned off the follow through stat. The bonus towards follow through on the Nami solo, I literally turned that off. So that's not what's happening here either. I mean, I'm just swinging a machete around. I'm just, oh, okay, that guy just kind of fell over backwards at high speed. I mean, that happens, you know, it's just nothing really special about that either. Frankly, I don't know why I started the stream today. There's nothing important going on whatsoever and nothing of value. Yeah, I should probably just shut up and, you know, send you guys to a more interesting stream that has something worth talking about, right? Because, like, we're 2 minutes into the mission now. Sorry, 2 minutes now? 300 kills. Yeah, that's pretty bad. You know, 300 kills in 2 minutes? My Christ, that's 150 kills a minute? That's well above standard for this kind of mission. We don't want to be talking about that. Hello, Davine. Welcome on in. I'm being extremely sarcastic for no good reason right now. But I mean, it's getting some work done. I chop a couple enemies and the rest of them go, you know what, that sounds like a fun idea, and they fall over in solidarity. I didn't even see those ones. They just perished as I got around the corner. And Clover's on? Oh yeah, that's always a place to go. I saw Clover was playing bloody Raid Shadow Legends the other day. If you do go to Clover's stream, ask about that. I'm curious. Clover. I don't think she was streaming it, but you know, I still have questions. Some of them about matters of taste. I mean, just putting it slightly out there, you know. Maybe she doesn't realise that actually shows up on her Discord. It's plainly bloody visible. Maybe. Anyway. Revival Unicana Prime recently. Making it Pro Tier's cannon melee weapon. Might make you reconsider. Oh, you could still use Unicana Prime. In fact, you know what? After this mission, why don't I use Unicana Prime? How about that? Does that make you feel better, WD? If I use Unicana Prime immediately after this mission and then do exactly the same again and get the exact same results, would that make you feel better? Because that's what would happen. It would be the same results. Because here's the thing, is that this is almost every single melee weapon. If not every single melee weapon with even remotely decent stats can do this. It's not special to the Nami solo. It's not special to fighting Nagunia. The only thing special about it is what we're going to cover today, among other things. Oh, that was not supposed to be a slam. That was supposed to heavy attack these guys. Oh well, I will just hit them normally and they die anyway, as does everyone nearby. I'm actually kind of running out of good groups to hit. They're taking too long to get to me. Let me roar again. And just, yeah, they perish again. Oh, I would have used a heavy attack on that guy, but he fell over as I was making it happen, so I had to just not. Hi, slappy slappy, bye! That was good. That's just machetes doing what machetes do best. That's one of the reasons that the Nami solo is very good for this, is that if you have really strong targets, like, haha, look at all my armor, you just go, yeah, 4/ proc, bitch. Who's got good armor now? Yeah, Lavos, that's who. The rest of you ain't got nothing. Oh, hey, look, it's an Acolyte! We don't kill those every day easily. Can you come over here, Mr. Acolyte? There's a bunch of enemies over this way. Just makes it easier for me to activate my heavy attack whilst not looking at you. Hi, by the way, what? Do you want to come in range? Thank you. Did he actually just go invulnerable as I did my heavy attack? That's cheeky. I hate that. Try this again. There we go, much better. Freaking invulnerable mid-attack. How dare? That's actually illegal. 685 kills. 5 minutes. 685 kills, 5 minutes in 10 seconds. Let's get out of here. Yeah. Are they changing the Incarnate Riven dispositions when Dante drops? D have made no announcement as such. However, they previously said they don't intend to lower dispositions on weapons anymore. But that may be untrue. They may have changed their mind on that again. So who knows. So I'm asking, isn't Machete's 4/ bad? Only 125% of the heavy is 4/. Let me walk you through that, Zom. Let me walk you through that. While the Acolytes just make fun of me, basically. So, if we go into Nami solo and we go into the please wait combos for the heavy attack, which is here. Yeah, the first heavy attack, it's 125%, 1/4 of the heavy attack. But that's still 1/4 of the heavy attack damage. That's still 125% of the attack damage with a force slash proc, which means that the heavy attack with the multiplier, don't forget you get 12 times, we're not consuming that anymore thanks to Tennokai, just kind of slams into them. As you saw with the guy hit, he did die in a single tick of the proc, so it's not actually terrible. You don't need that much, it still kills. It still kills. But yes, so this is basically the entire answer as to what the hell was just happening there. This is the entirety of it. It is just your bog standard looking self-priming build. We've got underranked viral so that it's not taking up too much of the proc weighting. We've got blood rush because crits. We got Organ Shatter because crits, we got Weeping Wounds because status, Berserker Fury, any other attack speed, do what you want to do on that one, it works out. Especially because the Nami Solo has a bunch of range, I can go the attack speed safely. Prime Pressure Point because Condition Overload is great if the enemy already has status procs. I want to use this so that we hurt them before status procs exist. And then we've got Electric Melee Influence, I mean, yeah. Anyone who understands this combo knows exactly where we're going with that one. So that's Melee Influence in a nutshell. I am doing a video on it to break it down, exactly what the hell is going on there, and how you can make it absurdly powerful, but the long and short of it is electric and raw go burr. Now, some people will want me to talk about the Zoris, and I can't do a video on it without talking about the Zoris. It's absolutely going to be a thing, but the thing is that the Zoris only gets so much better with it. Like, the jump in power isn't as much as I'd hope, compared to turning pretty shite melee weapons, like not bad ones, but ones which I go, come on, I've got better, into ones which are just as capable, or near enough just as capable. Certainly that don't require me to constantly throw the weapon. I can just play the way I feel like holding down the E key. And that's where the Corum comes in. That's where the Corum comes in, because you see on the Corum here, I've also got a setup using the Viral Electric, and you can absolutely do that. But you don't know something really cool about the Zoris for Melee Influence? Melee Influence, which requires an electric proc to activate, is that I can take the electricity off it. You can't do this with the Zoris. With the Zoris, you cannot have a heat viral build. Because viral is using cold and toxin, any heat will combine with the electric on the Zoris, and you'll get yourself some radiation. And radiation is not doing what we want it to do. Radiation isn't a damaging proc over time. That's boring. Yawn. That ain't gonna help anyone. I mean, you could put it there, but I don't want to. So instead we can just use Melee Influence without electric procs and tell the game, nah, screw you, we'll do what we want to do. And if that sounds like a slightly ridiculous idea, that's because it is a slightly ridiculous idea. Yeah. As I'll say, honestly, I think people have been underestimating electric procs for a long time. Not so much underestimating, just recognizing that there are generally better options. It's only when electric gets buffed to the nines that it matters. Because electric and heat do the same DPS for the same modding, except heat also armor strips and self-refreshes, which means you get tankier units, electric runs out, heat just keeps going higher. The AoE is only a 3-meter AoE, so you need enemies to be damn clustered for that bit to matter, at which point you can kill them with pretty much anything. Because they're damn clustered. Just go ham on them, bring an AoE to there. And then, aside from that, like, electric doesn't really have a benefit. But when you dial up to the 9s, then it's kind of like the whole blast situation. Radiation with Corvex, or blast with just sheer damage overload setups. It turns out that pure damage, just loads of it, actually does get work done. Who knew? Life support has been cut off. Who knew? Also instant procs and headshots. Instant procs is nice. It also runs out the moment the enemies die, which removes the AoE a bit. And headshots, yeah, headshots can happen. So look, this is just normal Corum, with raw, granted, but this is normal Corum. And it can, you know, swingy through people, but it's not doing a lot. So let me do this. Wha-bam! Sham! Ah, it was a sham. Let me try again. It didn't activate. Ha-wham! Sham! There we go. Right now. Now we can go swingy. And, hiya. You die. Thank you. Oh, that was a slash. That wasn't what I was looking for. But now as I do this, the enemies which are nearby, merely nearby, and it's taking a while to get here, are also kind of cooking. It's run out, so let me just reactivate it. Hold up. There we go, that reactivated it, excellent. And now, just do a little choppy and they're all dead again. Because you see, we can now use Heat Viral in a 20-meter AoE through walls without using electricity. By instead, using electricity when we don't have it. Now, it is slightly temperamental activation there. You'll notice that 20% activation chance, gotta land the electric rocks, yeah, gotta work it through. But that's where the Corum just kind of goes, yeah, we'll just make it work anyway. Excuse me, coming through. Out of my way, that kind of deal. So you do have to do the slammy slam every 18 seconds. It's slam time. Let's come on and slam. Welcome to the jam kind of deal. Again, is this one going to proc it? There we go. Nice AoE electric. And we just kind of carve through everything. Because we get to keep our heat viral. Oh, heavy attack. Oh, I think he died as I was casting that. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, my raw ran out. I didn't realise that happened. Let me just do this with even more damage. There we go. Cubic scaling, thank you very much. Slam run out. Let's do the new slam. Wabam, that activated it. Spinny spins. And the pipe died. Yeah. I don't have to worry about energy because I'm Lavos. I don't have to worry about damage incoming because I'm Lavos. I don't have to worry about ammo because it's melee. Yeah. Now, this isn't the most convenient or most powerful setup. In fact, I would say that the alternative modding, the electric Corum, is better than this. Because the electric Corum, I don't need to do that slammy slam business. I could just keep on spinning. Spinning is effective. It's a neat trick. But, this still works. And it allows you to do something different if you really want to. I think that ran out. Yep. Reactivate. Explode the area. Heavy attack. And, yep, I just carved out another bubble around me. It is in some ways just ridiculous. Oh, that heat proc didn't reach him. I do question the range. I'm going to have to test the range on this. Because sometimes I feel like 20 meters isn't 20 meters. This game is very weird when it comes to ranges and telling the truth about them. I will be quite honest with you. That's something I need to test. I'm going to want to probably test on stream here today. It's going to be slightly annoying to test, but we'll do it. Alright, there we go. So that activated. Slammy slams. Raw. Heavy attack. Everything died. Yeah. That was effective. We never know if it's cylindrical or spherical. Oh, that could be relevant too. Yeah, I actually hadn't tested shape of it. Oh, gods. Oh, that's terrifying. Is it a disc? Please tell me it's not a disc. It can't be a disc. Surely. I mean, that would explain some weirdness I experienced. If it's a disc. Oh, please tell me it's not a disc. Please tell me it's not a disc. Alright, that's finally activated. Heavy attack. Third. I mean... Okay, Alien Force was active there. I guess I just didn't proc it. Okay. Let's see if I can test some verticality right here. First of all, let's get its proc. Come on, Corum. Thank you. This is why no one likes you. Oh, I didn't mean to do it another time, but there we are. That's fine. Okay. So, from here, I would like some enemies to drop down. Okay, that guy got hit there and he's halfway down the ramp. Hard to say. Hey, Misery, I'm kind of doing stuff here. Can you piss off? Please and thanks. Okay, bye. I like Misery. Gets in the way. Okay. Slam into the ground. Bat. That guy at the back definitely getting hit at the moment. That's good. That's working as expected. Let's go over this way. We got some enemies on different levels. Okay, yeah, they got all affected. That's fine. And if I drop down a little bit to here, hard to tell because they all just perished. Give me a moment. Bam. Bam. That did not activate it. Give me a moment. Spam. No, not impact props. Come on, try again. Electric. God damn it. Ah. There we are. Right. Yeah, that heat went all the way along there, so half height, perfectly fine. Alright, let's just kill them all. Oh, the way they all pop. The way they all pop as one, it's beautiful. I'm just gonna... little taps. But I've just been screwing around here and it's been reasonably effective. Let's pop out. I want to check something. Zob say, hey Ken, do we ever test if the stance condition overload bug, condition overload ignoring stance multipliers happens with heavy attacks? I didn't even test if it works with light attacks, like you say. So, there's a point. Also, if could... Are we sure on that? Condition overload ignoring stance multipliers. Are we sure on that? In general. Because, I mean, that would have a serious impact on a lot of stuff. I can't remember what we verified on that, if anything.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Somebody saying use a slow ass animation to obtain a limited power for 18 seconds. I don't know if I had an attack speed buff there though, so bear that in mind. That's easy to add on in various ways. Alright. First check, did I have an attack speed buff? Survey says... no. Second of all, I was using condition overload there, as opposed to prime pressure point, so that could be done. Third of all, this is nearly all 100% attacks. Yeah, it's mostly not a problem on that side, in terms of condition overload. Multipliers. But again, possibly something to... oh, did I have quickening on there? Oh yeah, I'm blind. Wait, what am I missing then? Oh right, yeah, no, I've not got range. That's the stat I'm not using there. That's fine. Where's the Archon stick? Yeah, the Archon stick. One of the 3 Archon melees. The one where I put in the video, is this the best polearm? Because it felt so mid that I had to clickbait it, I'll be honest. I will be very honest there. I had to slightly clickbait that one because there was not a lot good to say about it on its release. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. So yeah. Looks very cool. Yeah, a lot of bad weapons do, and that's a problem. That is a problem at times, isn't it? Right, let's do some mechanics testing, actually. And then we'll get rivening. Let's grab Loki. And you might be thinking, Ken, what the hell? Loki? How the hell is Loki going to help us test things? Well. Hey, you got a torrid riven. Nice, I got one of those.
The multitude of creatures you have immortalized would cry out in thanks.
So let's head on down to the Simulacrum. And the thing is, for this test, I'm actually going to have to load up the worst of the 2 Simulacrums, the Citadel. So, let's spawn in some enemies. And I just want to do a quick measurement check. So if I'm right here, we got BAP. And... too far. Yeah, that's only 9 meters. That's a tiny range. Cool, so we can test that. What about up here? 18... 17? Yeah, so this should be good enough range for testing as well. Alright. Hey, what do you know, host? Sometimes the universe has interesting coincidences, doesn't it? Yup. Right, so the reason for Loki for this testing is that Loki has a unique ability to tell enemies exactly where to go. No other Warframe is so perfect for such testing as Loki. For this test, let's switch the column over to none of those builds. Okay, let's just screw up whatever this one is. What I'm going to want is status chance. I'm going to want to have Voltaic Strike. I'm going to want to have Drifting Contact. I'm going to want to have Melee Prowess. Just those to give me a whole bunch there. Then I'm going to get a little bit more Electric involved, so we're really focused on that. Arcane, we want to have the Melee Influence, and then I would like some range. And some attack speed. There we are, beautiful. That should probably be there, it just looks better. Just to make this nice and simple for testing purposes, I've gone for Twilight Inspired. Sorry, Inspired the one I want? No, Shireen Blight. Thank you very much, there we go. Couldn't using a Virus and arrows do the same. That requires the enemies to be able to act, so. And that ain't what I'm needing here. Because what, should I do this? I could just be like, hey, you go here, and then I want you here. Love. What? I said I want you here. That's a problem. D, why are we like this? Why? Oh, fuck. I can move them horizontally. Yeah, that's fine. That's freaking. Really? Really? They're not allowed to. It's considered out of bound for enemies, is it? That. Yep. Alrighty then. I will figure out a different way to test verticality. Well, we can still get them down to here. Yeah, so that gives us some verticality to test with. And then, yeah, let's get one on the starting platform as well. Let's see if we can do that. Probably didn't need to bring him there. I've got line of sight, haven't I? Yep. Ship him. There we go. Okay, so distance check. Let's see. This guy, 13 meters. This guy, 21 meters. That one's too far. If I move you here. Let's have a look. So that one, 15, and that one, 19. It's on the edge of it, but it might be okay. Anytime Influence wants to proc now, that'll be great. Come on, Influence. Come on. I did equip it, didn't I? There we go. Influence procs. Electric hit him and hit him. Okay, there we are. So that's fine. That shows that verticality is not an issue because this is pretty damn vertical. Like that's a solid angle downwards and still hits him. So that's fine. Verticality, not an issue. Verified. Oh, that's okay. What else have I been experiencing then? That's weird. But in terms of 20 meter range, you can see that it doesn't give you a lot to play with. Like, that's decent distance right there. It's a decent one. But it's not huge. You can see on the minimap, it's about halfway from my icon to the top of the minimap. That's 20 meters. Isn't very far. If I put a marker here, 20 meters is there. Yeah. And it'd be nice if you could set like some kind of minimap or a range to understand that, but yeah. That's something you just have to learn. Imagine if it doesn't proc in line of sight. So that I have auto-tested as well. That I have auto-tested, and to that end I can go, ho-bam! Here we go. Now we know these guys are definitely not in line of sight. We can test that with various other abilities as well. If I just smack this guy a little bit until Influence procs. You know, I'm going to smack another one just so Influence procs. There we are. Without moving him too much. Electric proc. Oh, look at that. He's affected as well. And we can even see they've got the exact same damage number, showing it was the same proc. That only applies for the fact that they are the exact same enemy as well. But that is sufficient for us. So we know that line of sight isn't a problem. We know that verticality isn't a problem. Ergo, most likely it is just a 20 meter sphere. No ifs, no buts, no bullshit. Which, thank goodness, because quite frankly, we get a lot of that in Warframe. We get a lot of it. But yeah, this is why Loki is great for testing these kinds of things in the Simulacrum. Imagine the pain of otherwise convincing enemies to walk into locations and test them in specific parts of the map or try for different barriers on the fly. I can just put them where I need them. So much better. Also, Yeet Loki, very good for moving around this one. Just, you know, bullet jump. He's good at Yeet. Whee! Anyway, that's enough of that. So we know the absolute basics are working just fine there. Some more witty schmiddiness in mission. Kind of hard to say what we're seeing, but you know, it should be fine. Should be fine. Would be nice to have a button to manually place to enemies. Yeah, there's a lot of buttons that would be nice to have. But that's dev time for relatively marginal things. At the end of the day, D want us to test things in missions rather than out of them. So we just get landed with that. Alright, so with this in mind, in terms of what the Corum can do, what I want to do now is go back to the first build here. I'm going to swap out the heat now for electric. And this will demonstrate why, as much as the heat viral build is nice, I do find myself wondering in what situations do I want it. We'll go back to our Raw Voss as well. And yeah, Raw Voss is the name I've settled on, because if we go Lavor, it just sounds a little bit like some kind of French kink. We don't need to go down that road. So Raw Voss it is. Basically. So, Raw Voss, Corum, electric viral setup. There we go. Let's drop ourselves into that mission again. What's wrong with the French? Nothing wrong with the French. It's the entirety of my sentence, rather than you picking out one word to get upset about. Alright. So let's try this again. Corum, this time I'm not going to need to use the weedy schmeedy attack. Not erasing at all. So. Y'all are making it a race thing. And if you want to make it a race thing, I can time you out. Because it's you doing it, not me. I'm not beholden to your faults. Alright, so now I don't need to use the weird attack to activate melee influence, which means I can just go to town chopping them down. And you know, I'm just going to build up my combo for a bit. Screw use the heavy attack, let's just chop, 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 chop. You see, by the time I'm getting to new enemies, they are already halfway dead. And the more this scales up, the more they'll just be dead before I even get to deal with them. Okay. Couple ground finishers, unexpected, but we'll take them. That's enough combo, as in maximum, so let's do that now. And that starts to get a bit of damage in. I would like to proc some more electric. I noticed that wasn't happening in a while there. Free up the raw. There we go. Oh, we've got a shit tile. Why have we got a shit tile? I hate it when we spawn with that tile. That tile is so bad. It is genuinely so bad for testing because the enemies come in from such arduously long routes. Okay, influence, please. That was weird. That... Hold on. I'm going to back record that. That was weird. Unless I'm missing something. That got very, very weird there. I had influence and it didn't spread. Am I missing something? I think I'm missing something.
Hello, Ken and go away as.
Airsoft. Absolutely valid reason to stop right there. Thank you very much for dropping that over here. Absolutely. And once again, 19 months of it, no less. Thank you very much on the Airsoft. I do appreciate that. OBS can back record? Yeah, OBS can back record, but I'm actually using NVIDIA Shadowplay for that. Because it comes straight off of the graphics card rather than reprocessing it anywhere else. So it's just easier on my setup and gives me full quality rather than re-rendered quality. Gives me a little bit less control in terms of audio input, but that's fine. I can just, you know, manage that myself. Audio is nothing data-wise. Graphics is where it's all at in terms of cost. There's something weird going on here. Something weird. Oh. Where are the electric procs on you guys? I just hit that guy with one. Unless influence wasn't active at the time, which is possible. Okay, that was slash and puncture. That's unfortunate. Like, when it works, it works. Something feels a bit... Can't put my finger on it. Just off. Okay, influence is just about to run out there, so that's unfortunate, the heavy attack. There we go. I've got the influence. I need the heavy attack. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, fine, be like that. That was slash, unfortunately. That is the trade-off with the heavy attack, is that if you just proc not electric and kill them, influence wasn't active. God damn it. Influence is active, I just want a heavy attack. Come on, Tenokai. I'm not going to waste my combo for this. I refuse to waste my combo. Come on. Look, I want to reply to the good boys and girls in chat, so please, just give me the goddamn Tenokai. Not supposed to be this low of a chance, thank you. There we go, right. I don't know if I actually have influence active at that point, to be honest with you. Now I definitely have it. Puncture. That was unfortunate. Ah, so many things need to come together when I'm trying to test things one by one. Whereas when you just go for it, they happen by pure statistics. You know, you hit things enough times, it procs. Okay, got the heavy attack, got the influence. Got double puncture proc, are you kidding me? With all of the electric I have on this weapon. Oh, that just wasted all my combo because it ran out. I didn't even finish the heavy attack, but it still took the combo from me. Great, now we're back to square freaking one. Okay. Any tips on NVIDIA settings or just default it? It depends on what you're trying, honestly. Any tips on NVIDIA settings is like asking someone, hey, any tips on fashion? Like, okay, for what? For whom? Where? When? How? That's... You've not given me enough to work on there. And I don't do fashion. Oh, come on. Gib, Tenokai, with Merciless... Oh, not Merciless. Influence. Tenokai and Influence at the same time, please. It's a very, very, very simple request. Right, here we go. And he died before I hit him. God damn it. Nah. Right. Tenokai. Influence just about to run out. Never mind. Influence. Tenokai. Dead enemies. God damn it. Just give me a combo that doesn't puncture. I'm trying to test something that physically just can't happen, does it? Alright. I might as well just give up on this and go work on a farm. I just want a simple combo that I can use normally, but I just want to use it in a testable format. I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell what I'm trying to test anymore. I'm losing my mind on this one. Right, Roar is active. Melee Influence is active. Tenokai. Hit. He only struck out to about here. From here. No, wait, yeah, fair enough. Here, that's 20 meters. That is a smaller radius than it feels like it should be. I don't know about you, but that doesn't feel like 20 meters to me. That's 20 meters. From the top of the stairs up here. So like, if I do it here, how far does it reach this way? It reaches... I mean, here it feels like it's got a good range to it, right? So if I use it here, we should be getting the guys into the middle of the room. Please get a little bit closer, please. Come on. Come on. Where are the butchers when you need them? Mania is a combat melee one, right? Oh, Mania is the one that lifts you up. I forgot about that. Well, that just screws up everything as well. Let me just kill Mania. Or get lifted multiple times. I really hate that he does that. Okay. Maybe it's counting floor distance? No, it's not. Well, the waypoint is, but... Alright. One outside of butchers, they're so damn weak they die straight away. Can I have more melee units, please? Thank you. Beck. And that didn't even proc influence. Right. Melee influence active. 20-meter range. I just need in the next 5 seconds for a butcher to run at me. They're not gonna. Fuck's sake. I'll just kill everything here, and then I'll have some more butchers to shoot. Okay, here we go, here we go. Influence is currently active. I'm at about 20 meters. I hit that guy. It does reach out to there, yeah. I think it's just my perception of 20 meters in this game, then. I think it is just my perception of how far 20 meters reach. Every time it feels like it's not reaching far enough, it's just because I feel like it should be further than it is. As again, if I put marker there, and I stand here, I'm out of range at this point. Yeah. So it doesn't even cover that far. If I go bottom of the ramp to bottom of the ramp, that's 23 meters. From bottom to bottom is 23 meters. So it's a decent area, but it's not that big. That would be the limit of it.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
And that is in part why the Zorus is so good for it, because the Zorus is a big AoE to begin with, and you throw it. So it's extending that in a 20-meter radius around each tagged enemy in the AoE, and it has force procs. That's where the Zorus really kind of capitalizes on the power. Yo, Borfin, thank you very much for dropping your sub over here, up onto that beautiful 9 months. Hey, it's going well. Hope everything's going well for yourself today, my dude. Welcome on in once again. With Siam Heavy Attack, you got more range. I mean, with various things, you can get a lot of range, yeah. Or is more just being aware as to how limited the range technically is, and also just how annoying this tile is for where the enemies trickle in. This tile is just an absolute menace. There is no getting around it. It is just crap. I genuinely, strongly dislike this tile. It seems alright at the moment, but the more I actively kill on this one, the more you'll notice the enemies kind of being split up more than you would like. You can see the trickle is beginning to happen on this entrance path, and you got the trickle happening over this entrance path. It splits them up, makes the AoE less effective. Alright, look at this. Look at this split. Ugh. Alright, we got another Acolyte incoming. Ah, here's a better tile. Maybe we can try and convince the enemies to spawn everywhere. Who we got? Malice. Ah, beautiful. The one I have to roll from first before I can kill it, otherwise it bubbles my screen forever. Come on, there's the bubble. Roll away. Now I'm allowed to kill him. And he's dead. Beautiful. I'd need to get more down this tile. And this tile doesn't have more. No, this tile's not going to work because it's right next to this shitter. Well, that's part of the trouble with survivals. If you want perfect results, you need a perfect tile. They've tested the Void tile set. Yeah, I don't like the Void for one reason: nullifiers. Nullifiers just ruin my day because now I have to actively avoid going gung-ho on the enemies because there's one too close. If I get too close to one, then it turns off my roar and then I have to get it off a cooldown. It's just like, can you just not? I just don't want to be dealing with that. And the amount of bubbles it can produce. If I'm using a gun setup, it ain't so bad. But, yeah. When I'm dealing with melee, just it gets painful. I look down like, why is my buff off? Oh right, I ran into Nullifier 2739. What are we farming for? This ain't a farm. This is a demonstration of mechanics. But we can see with the kill rate I'm maintaining here, testing of ranges aside, the electric modded column is actually doing about as well, if not better, than the heat viral one. Because the heat viral one we needed to keep on breaking off to then re-proc influence to then spread the heat viral. Oh god, you can really see the trickle happening now. Ugh. We had to keep breaking off, but this I could just keep at it and get maximum effect. Any given attack, as soon as the buff runs out, can reactivate it. Like, it just ran out, and it just reactivated. That simple. Oh, roll run out at some point. Heavy attacks and that. See, it feels like these guys are in range. Like, it feels like 17 meters should be considered in range. Because I wasn't this far out. Something's funky with it. Because like that's fine. You see the group of them just get obliterated.
Hey ho, hope you have a wonderful evening, and super busy right now sadly, almost at 2,5 years now.
Just a tad, isn't it? Adam Alec. Hey, you're fine. If you're busy, you're busy. That is absolutely fine. Streams come absolute bottom of the pile of importance, quite frankly. But all the same, thank you very much for resubscribing at 29 months. That is absolutely huge. Oh, I hope I can continue to convince you. Very much more to come. Here's my dude. Alright. Influence not currently active. Swing a bit, swing a bit, swing a bit, swing a bit, swing a bit. The enemies would stop dying so easily. There we are. Influence is active. That sent out a nice lovely wave. And I'm just getting a few non-electrics. There we are. It ain't perfect. Would Discipline's Merit help with testing? I'm not testing the Tenekai specifically, so whilst yes it could, the idea for the build is to have that freedom of movement, freedom of time, to instead place myself into a more ideal heavy attack position. Because as much as Discipline's Merit gives you it very, very often, my preference is instead to focus on the light attacks because they're faster, more electric blocks, more influence uptime. And then when I've got the heavy attacks, to place into a group of them in a good spot to absolutely slam it through. Those couple extra seconds give a lot more safety in using it correctly. That's why I do it that way. But that's specific to this setup. Normally I would use Discipline's Merit if I'm more focused on the Tenekai rather than the spread. It's all about what's the biggest bonus to work with, really. Alright, so, in general, melee influence, electric viral, high status weaponry, it kind of slaps. You do want high status, so for example, the Chrono Prime I would recommend massively over the Praedos. The Praedos has a 20% base status chance, and if I recall correctly, there is no Incarnate means to increase that? Nothing. No. None of this gives you status chance. You can get a bit of attack speed, but nothing status chance. And it's Incarnate effect, yeah, again, range, attack speed, but not status chance. Which means that the Praedos is 20% versus the Cronin's 34% is huge. That is a, what, 70% increase in status output. With the same attack speed, Praedos will get more attack speed, but it's going to be additive to other attack speed sources, so it's not the biggest deal. But the Cronin, as I say, that status output is absolutely huge. You can't overlook that. Absolutely huge. And the range isn't so much of an issue, given that we're using an AoE nuker. Yeah. Sci-Fi Free, welcome on in. First stream, cool to see your face too. Hello. It's me, Kenjania. Don't know why I said it like that, but there we go. Otherwise, so long as you've got, I'd say, with ordinary combos, I'd say like anything 25% and above status chance is probably going to be good if you've got a decent hit rate. So if you've got something that attacks slowly, 25% is not going to cut it, or at least you're going to have a lot of downtime. Things like the Corum, using its special attack, that base 30% with its slow slam. You saw multiple times over I was using it to try and get it to activate. Whereas if you set yourself up with just high output, high attacks per second with good status, oh yeah, you're absolutely swimming. Let's see here. This is not the influence setup. This is not it. Is it on here? There we go, yeah. The idea of influence on common? Yeah. I was looking at where can you get these electric procs from, where can you make it really shine, and what do we need to do to make it then really explode beyond that. And one of those things is faction damage. So we're just going to go one more run and hope we get a nice tile this time. This time with a Cronin, to just take a good old long-term staple of a melee weapon. Influence pretty strong, what Kai was saying. I mean, yeah, influence is just strong, yeah. I know I'm not the first on the game. I know I've not figured it out or anything. Let's face it, this has been in the game for a couple months now. It's just I've been focused on loads of other things. So some people mentioning on videos like the Corvex and Grimoire ones, like, oh, you're a bit late to this, aren't you? It's like, brother in Christ, I've been doing other stuff. What do you expect me to do? Just get out every single video in a week? Stupid rhetorical answers aside to that, no, not physically possible. Hi, little new here. What's looking to good weapons to use in Steel Path? Incarnate weapons. And Nataruk, which you got from the new war. There are plenty of other weapons you can use, but in terms of an easy answer to a short question, that's what you want. You've got access to Incarnates because you've got Angels of Saruman complete. So go grab some Incarnates. Wreck faces. Meanwhile, I'm going to wreck faces with a not Incarnate because I have an even further upgrade which goes beyond that. This tile ain't so great at the moment. I'm going to see if I can migrate down. What have we got? What's down here? What is... Oh, it's this room. This is not a great one. But I'll work with it. Well, that just cleaned out an area. You can see the enemies disintegrated nearby. Oh, I tried to heavy attack them, but they fell over dead as I did the heavy attack. That doesn't work for me. Derby Dude saying, your content is a lot more thorough and well-researched than on day one videos that get pushed out. Don't think it's unreasonable to say that good content takes time. I appreciate it, thank you. I appreciate that. I will say that day one content, just by sheer nature of consumable content, gets far more views in general. Like, the content I put out about the update, closer to the update, far more watched than the stuff that I put out later. That's just a matter of fact. At the end of the day, if you've got 90% of your answers from someone else, even if you had to figure out the other 10% yourself, a lot of people are then satisfied. They don't need me to explain the 10% to them, or they don't see the value in it as much. So it's a trade-off. It is an absolute trade-off. Also, I've been a bit slow on sorting this week, I'll be quite honest. Kind of slightly really screwed up my sleep pattern, so I've not been on best form the last few days. I will be quite honest on that. I think that showed even in the Sunday stream, to be quite honest with you. Seeing as you're at Levels Man, you're excited for his new augment. I am curious about it. I reserve myself on excitement for any update ever, simply because hype sells, but it doesn't sell truth, it sells hope. That's why hype and hope have basically the same spelling. Hype sells hope. I like to wait for what's real. I've been burned on hope. So, I'm curious about it. Excited. I'll be excited when I know what I'm getting. And then, if it's worth being excited about. In that way, I am a very terrible content creator, because everyone knows you should be building maximum hype! Oh my god, everyone buy the thing! Do the stuff! Get all the upgrades! Violence is coming! We're going to annihilate him as well! Smash that like button like I smash his face in... You know, that kind of shit. I'm terrible at doing that. Oh no, he has nullified me! Whatever shall I do? Can I actually have some more enemies here, please? That was just Cronin doing Cronin stuff. I didn't have the enemies near me to influence. That's pathetic. This is the slight problem with tiles. As much as I try to use a more standardized mission for testing, at the end of the day, if the game gives me shit tiles, I can either reload and reload and reload like a dozen times over to get a decent comparable pair, or I just have to work with sometimes the spawns going, yeah, nah, we don't feel like it. Which just sucks. It is genuinely hard to set up careful, controlled testing scenarios in this game. Because there's so many variables in play that kind of screw it all up. But that's life. Science ain't clean spherical vacuums. That ain't what we gotta work with. That's for number crunchers, and we're dealing with practical problems. Like how to commit genocide as quickly as possible, you know? That's practical, that's sensible. It's important. What are we on? 383 kills. What? Okay, these tiles have been really bad. 380? I'm insulting myself, actually. 383 kills? Is that it? I mean, the mission's done. We're at the 5 minutes. I'm gonna dip out, but Nah, what? Your current doesn't do that much for some reason, even though it's built properly. Well, it might be because you're not using Mellow Influence with a 90-odd% Rage Raw Lavos setup that just kind of... cubically scales the output to levels hitherto unheard of. I mean, that might do it. How many of you here don't understand what I mean by cubic scaling? Just to be very clear on that, because it's kind of an important factor as to why this is so effective. Although that wasn't good enough. 400 odd kills, I can do better. Do I have a Discord? Yes, I do. Exclamation mark Discord. News and Kwanzaa now? Ha. Not what I meant. No. Right. I really want a better tile. Like, the optimal combo setup will be great. My favourite for these testing purposes, where it really just streams to the enemies, is if I can get the thin corridor with the two pillars, large pillars in it, and then off to the side, we get the gangplanks or walkway room. You'll know it when you see it. And off to another side, a large dead end. So this is a large dead end, which means there's some decent spawn spots, although this is a starting room. But they can also be a dead ends, normal. So this is the corridor with the pillars. This is a good one. And down the end here, large dead end room. That's good. That's good. And then what do we got here? It's not the gangwalk room. Nope, it's the platform. It's levels room, but let's see how it goes. That one's not terrible. Let's see how this goes. I've started about 20 seconds late, but that's fine. Let's see what I can get in terms of kill factor here. Let's see what I can achieve in 5 minutes on this tile. I mean, I'm having to march my way into here. I'm probably going to have to use this room. We got a corridor room there. That's good. Corridor rooms are good for enemies streaming in at a decent speed. I might just want to use this tile. What's down here? I mean, they should be spawning this way. We got another corridor room, actually. That's real good. We got 3 corridor rooms attached to this one. This should be good for spawns. This should be effective. Raw has run out. Let's reactivate Raw. There we go. Send off that. Bring the cooldown down for the next cast. We got a nice cluster of them over here. Let's tear into that. I mean, they just evaporate. They quite literally evaporate when it's a Tennokai one. Oh, wait! Why did that use my combo? I had to double check as it was happening. I went to scratch my nose and at the same time it was just like, oh, what's that? You wanted to Tennokai? Nope. God damn it, DE. God. I must have tapped slide and it went, yep, nope, that's not eligible. Ah. I've had it before now. If I hit the Tennokai button just as it runs out, it does the Tennokai animation but slowly and then goes, we used your combo anyway. Deal with. Like, that shouldn't be possible. But it's Cronin, so I can get the combo back quick enough. I mean, we're at 10 times. Let me Beyblade into here. Would be 12 times, but a few of them died. There we are, 12 times. And they're all sliding through this room nice and slowly. Not what I was looking for, but I can chop them up in here as well. The thing about this room looping around is that it means a lot of them are in range for longer. Of the actual 20 meter AoE. So for larger AoEs, it's not the end of the world. And smack. Not showing how much time it has left is annoying. What doesn't? Doesn't influence triple dip faction modifiers. That's the cubic scaling's on, yeah. And that's why I'm using Raw specifically. So, Raw is a faction modifier. Faction modifiers give you a direct damage multiplier to your total damage against the appropriate faction. So, if you've got a 50% faction multiplier, your final damage is increased by 50%. Your status procs are based on your final damage, and then they also use your faction multiplier. So if you have 50%, it would be 50% bonus, and then of the total you got, 50% bonus again. Melee Influence applies status procs after the fact, and they are again derived status procs. So those status procs will use your faction modifier again. So you'll get 1.5 times, and then 1.5 times, and then 1.5 times. And because these are multiplicative, it's not going to give you a total of 2.5 times, 3 lots of 50% added. Oh no, no. They multiply together for an even stronger effect. Now at low values like 50%, this doesn't scale hugely. Because you're getting 50% of 50%, which is only 25% extra. And then the second time around, you're getting 50% of 50% of 50%, plus 50% of 50%. For a total of 37.5% extra on top of the extra. Which again, isn't that much. Like, it's nice, you feel the difference, but it's not that big of a difference. Where it gets crazy is when you cross the 1.0 threshold. When you get 100% raw. Or at least close to it, but 100% is where you really start to notice the shenanigans. At 100% faction bonus, you deal double damage, okay? If you reapply that multiplier again, you don't need to be a math whiz to know what double of double is. It's quadruple. And what's double of double of double? Well, it's double of quadruple. And double of quadruple is 8 times. So when you get to the tier of an 100% raw, you get an 8 times multiplier on your influence damage output. Hey mate, can you die? That'd be great, thank you. And that is wild. Octopus world you want? Yeah. I just don't want to confuse you. We're being clear here. If you somehow, and it's not that hard, but if you somehow get yourself to a 200% raw, oh, I didn't have range, whoops, then you'll be tripling your direct damage. You'll be reaching 9 times on the status damage, and there's 27 times on the influence status damage. Which is again a kind of wild increase. You see what we're cooking? On top of that, you have to remember that influence is cast in an AoE, compared to your direct status, which is not cast in an AoE. And you can see how many enemies are in range of said AoE. And then, because we're still not done, there's the fact we can hit multiple enemies at once with our basic melee attacks, albeit reduced by follow through. But that further multiplies the effect, because they will be showing out in the AoE as well. And again, with that cubic scaling on the faction damage buff. Cubic scaling is redonkulous. Absolutely ludicrous, I tell ya. It's over... Yeah, we're coming to 7 minutes. Been 7 minutes, 1,000 kills. I'm just going to hit a little bit more, because we started at 15 seconds past, so let's go to 7:15 and see what kills I'm on. And then we'll divide that down to get the 5-minute rate. Few more seconds. 2, 1. Alright, 1,067. Cool. Let's just pause that there a sec. 1,060 for 7, divide by 7, multiply by 5. A 5-minute kill rate, 762 kills in 5 minutes. Equivalent. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit goddamn better. 762, not 400. That's the difference a good tile makes. Thank you very much. This is not the exit. This way's the exit. What about Zartan on OG Uncarlins? That was applied twice, so that was quadratic. And squared, not cubed.
And so we learn the importance of clarity and purpose.
This is the Zarta on Fenwar and Leighton you're referring to there. They had their 2,000% bonus, and then 2,000% again on the Zarta hit. So this is stronger than that. Granted, we're working with percents in the 100s, not the 2,000, so it's not as strong as that in total result, but the potential is stronger. Now, if you have yourself a 400% strength Rhino, you get 200% bonus, so a 3, 9, 27 scaling. Whereas on the Zarta double dip, if you had a 400% strength Zartas, which has itself a base 27%, I want to say? Hold on. 26. That would give you a 104% multiplier on that. And so you would have... Brain no wanna worky. Yeah, something like 126 times multiplier on damage. There we are. Something like 126 times on that. So this isn't anywhere near as big as that. But that didn't have AoE application. And again, it's all about scaling all these modifiers together. You know, if you get your status amplified to 27 times, and you also apply it in an AoE to say 10 times as many enemies, that's effectively a 270 times damage output multiplier. 270. What the hell kind of multiplier is that? What are these words I'm saying at that point? So put a smite mod on influence melees, or put raw. Raw is even stronger if you've got the percentage for it. Like on its own, smite. This is the problem of cubic scaling. This is the problem, is that you need to understand just how much it scales with every extra point you put into it. Let me switch this around so we can have a little bit of notepad action real quick. It wouldn't be a Kenjaneer stream without some notepad, would it? Let's make it a little bit bigger actually. We need some room. Cubic scaling. If you have a 30% what is that? That's not a 3. 30% faction bonus, then the direct is 130% because it's gone up by 30%. Status, that's going to be 169%, and then influence. I'm just going to stop it at influ. Influence would be 1.3 cubed. That'd be a 200. It's 220. I was right up. 220%, which is pretty nice, right? Your status effects on influenced enemies doing 220% of what they were doing when there was no faction bonus in play. So 30% faction bonus, more than doubling your influence's damage. That's pretty nice. If you had a 55% faction bonus, this is your primed Bane. Direct, that's going to be 155. Status, that's going to be 1.55 square, that is a 240%. And influ, that's going to be 372%. That's pretty spicy. Nearly 4 times the damage for a 55% damage bonus, supposedly. Cubic scaling is getting a job done. So now what is my Lavos doing? My Lavos has a raw of 90.3%. I'm going to round that down to just 90% faction bonus. Just 90. The direct, well, I mean, you don't need to be a whiz to figure out that's 190. But we square that for the status output, and oh boy, it's already 361%. That raw just on the direct status, the status on the first enemy, is about as good as the entire prime mod on full influence. Which means that influence, that's where it gets scary, 686%. With a 90% raw, I'm getting a 686% multiplier to my damage on the status on influence procs, compared to without the raw bonus. 686. Let's make that a bit bigger for those of you on mobile. There you are. I mean, that's kind of freaking bonkers, right? And now this is where I'm considering, what if we get a Riven in? Because if I can get a Riven onto the weapon, let's see, what kind of effects can we expect on a Riven? What kind of effects can we get from a Riven at the moment? So, do I have any melee Rivens with a faction bonus on it? Let me see. If I go... Oh, not the one I wanted. If I go Cronny, is it... No, what is it? There we are. So let's see. A good melee, damage to Corpus, Hespar. Just show me what is it ranked up at the moment. So Hespar is mid disposition. That's a good place to balance it from. We're getting a 1.5 on that. Let's just use it as a number. Yeah, I could have done damage too. You're right. But there we are. 1.5. Let's use it as a damage number. Which means if I put the Riven and the raw together, I'll have 140% faction bonus. Okay? Which means the direct damage will be 240%. Status damage would be, this is where it's going to get scary again, 2.4 squared, 576%, And our influence bonus would rise to a whopping 1,382%. And that's with a Riven on 3 pips. That's a raw at 300% strength and a Riven on 3 pips. You can just keep on taking those numbers higher if you want. And the higher you take those numbers, the more crazy this stat gets. I want you to process what number I'm showing you here. I want you to process that. What I am saying is with a 140% faction bonus, we're dealing nearly 14 times the base damage we should be getting with melee influence. And that's on the AoEs at all times, yeah. This is why I go burr. Raptor saying puts Nourish and Rhino. Oh, whoa, careful, Raptor. No. Raptor, no. Bad. Bad, Raptor. How dare. Because if you put Nourish onto your Rhino with that much strength, you're going to have a huge viral bonus on your weapon, and therefore you're not going to have loads of damaging status procs. Your electric procs aren't going to be triggering often enough for influence to happen, and then you're barely going to be landing them to spread amazing damage with it. That's terrible. Don't do that. You gotta see through it. Now, using Rhino for his unnerfed Raw, 50% rather than 30, which means you'll get this even easier. Absolutely. How's it compared to Zarta's again? Zarta wishes it could be this amazing. Because Zarta doesn't do the AoE. The Zarta Fenmore combo isn't AoE. This is. This is. And that's where it goes kind of crazy. Sonar Banshee with Raw, you could do that, yeah. But Sonar Banshee, you need to then hit the spots for it to matter that much. What are you comparing? Just joined? Well, you're just going to have to catch the replay on that, aren't you? I'm not about to restart the stream for you. Sorry, mate. You came in late. Sit around and catch the rest of what goes on. I can't rewind the stream, but you can. Nourish being nerfed, you can remove viral off your weapon. Wouldn't it be an alternate design? Yes. You've got to factor in the amount it's still going to give you, because currently Nourish gives you, what was it, 75%? I forget what they're bringing that down to. But if you've got a 300% multiplier, for example, that's still going to be a lot of viral. 45. Okay, so 45 multiplied by 3 would give you 135? 135% viral is a hell of a lot more than I currently got on the melee. The melee is using 30% viral. So you're really gonna weigh that in. That is a huge amount of viral. And you don't want it overshadowing your electric procs, because otherwise you're just undermining the entire setup you've just created. That's where the decisions come in. Instead of going for the Nourish for the sheer output there, on Rhino, what would we go instead is the question. I mean, you could go Warcry. Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad shout. All of that attack speed would be absolutely insane. Because the more often you're hitting, the more often you're putting the procs out, and the more reliable the entire setup's going to be. That was rude? What was rude? Who's being rude? What do you mean the damage is great? Shock and Shock Trooper? That's not a bad shout, actually. That's not a bad shout, because that'll give you a huge electric bonus. Ooh. Yeah, that will give you loads. Is Secondary Shiver the same as Cascadia Flare? They're different arcanes? No, but I imagine you're asking for something a little bit more nuanced than that. Let me go read an arcane to you. Alright, Sci-Fi, you have a good one. Is Secondary Shiver, enemies take more damage from cold status, the same as Cascadia Flare? On heat status, gain more damage. No, they're different. One of them is you gain damage stacks every time you land heat. The other one is you deal more damage if the enemy has cold on them. They're different things. They are different. Alright. So, with all the matters of scaling going crazy, do I have a max Cascadia Flare? Apparently not. Right then, in terms of Rivens, let's see, what weapon will this be a good one for? And you know what, of all the Rivens I have, I think I have one which will be good for rolling to really try and make this work. I have a hate Riven. Welcome it. I'm not focusing on that today, so if you don't understand that, maybe try write out what you don't understand. Like, think it through rather than just assume you would have the knowledge in your head. Figure out where you're getting stuck on. You might figure it out along the way, just trying to think out what you think you don't know. How much you're selling it for? Look at that. I'd say I'm about to use a hate ribbon, someone goes, can I buy it? God's sake. Dear. No. Actually, no. I'm selling it for 50,000 platinum. Because it's not just a hate ribbon, it's the Kengineer's hate ribbon. You want to buy it that much? Pay up. Does melee influence work with exalted melees if you trigger it using a normal melee? Don't think so. I think we tested the melee arcanes earlier on that. Can you get it free? You can get these hands for free. Right then. Let's have a cycle of this. What I'm looking for is at least damage to a faction. Damage to Guerrilla sounds nice. I would love that. You know what? As a starting point, let's just grab that. Status duration is kind of silly. I don't need it, but I'm going to use it as a starting point. What I want is damage to Grineer, particularly, because Grineer are my favourite to fight. We don't get corrupted on these, do we? So I'm looking for damage to Grineer. I'm looking for plus electric, will be nice. And then a third one, maybe attack speed could be nice, but a negative to puncture or impact would be great. This is not what I want, so I'm just definitely not going to take that. Feisty today? Hey, people come out with dumb questions, they get dumb answers. It's either that or I remind everyone the rules and time people out, because I get bored of them. Okay, in some worlds that could be an interesting ribbon. Because you put Toxin to the left of this one, you get crit chance, viral heat. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to do that and hurt people. I specifically want the multiplier to faction more than anything. Okay, multiplier to faction, crit damage, cold. I didn't want a lot of cold. Are you allowed to ask dumb questions? You have to be sure that it's worthwhile asking that dumb question. Because there's the difference between questions born from ignorance and questions born from I'm being a doo-doo head. And you'll notice that this is a stream about a mature rated game and therefore shouldn't be full of people who want to be doo-doo heads. Because only kids refer to themselves as a doo-doo head in the first place. So no. Don't be that person. You know, I'm going to take this one for now. It's not got the multiplier I was looking for, but I'm going to take it for now and see what we can do with it. What is Dispo on hate anyway? Does it want to... Okay. That's unhelpful. Hate. 3 pip. Okay, not amazing, not terrible. We can work with it. So let's build over here. Melee Arcane Adapter, Excellence Weapon Adapter because I can afford it. Why not? Polarities are a pile of wank. What is this? Okay. Slap on what we got. Influence. Oh, this is going to be expensive to fit. At least it's a V-polarity, but... Alright then. Prime Pressure Point, Blood Rush. If we've got the cold on that, we just need the toxin on this one. Electric over here. Let's see then, we need critical damage. We have that on here as well, so that's nice. I'll rank it up in the moment. I know I'm not a nummy on that. Quickening. We're gonna run out of space. Oh, yeah. Let's slap this right into here. I'm gonna have to level this up anyway. And mods, let's buff that one up. There we go. Thank you. Back to config B. There we are. Yep. Basically no room to do anything with this one at the moment. Once I form that, I can put another 7 item in here. God knows what I'll be for that. Actually, a 7 item would be 60/60 electric. Might be a good shout, yeah. So this has got more viral than I would like on it, but that's workable. It has allowed me to take off the viral mod whilst also getting, the cold mod, whilst getting extra crit damage and gain damage to Grenier. So that's kind of a big deal. How much better is the Foreman Prime compared to the Foreman by fully built for damage? Better. I have a video on it. You might want to check that one out. !! Foreman. This gives a sprint, parkour, melee damage. Yeah, that's fine. Alright then. I'm going to level it up in Draco. Sod it. This will be fine.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Alright then, hey. Let's do something cool, shall we?
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Hello enemies, I have a scythe and it's gonna go burr. What do you think about them apples? I don't have a Tenakai on it at the moment, so I might as well use that, activate the Incarnate mode. Well, that's getting some work done. Yep. Not seeing a lot of that electric, am I? I did put electric onto it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. We're just not getting a lot of them. Oh, I don't have the Weeping Wounds, that's why. That was the mod I was missing. Whoops. Is the Foreman Prime still worth it if we have a Riven mod? I mean, the Foreman Prime is still an effective weapon with and without a Riven, so do you do there. Radiation? No, don't tell me. Did I forget that it has heat on it somewhere? Maybe that's just a projectile. I'm still seeing electric procs. Ooh. That had me concerned. I'm still seeing electric. It's not a lot of it at the moment, but that's a Weeping Wounds issue. Just gonna level this up here, get some kills in the process, and then fix that. There's heat on the projectile, it's fine, it's fine. Through that guy in particular. Re-up the roar, because I let that run out at some point. And that's where the slash box come in nicely. When you get someone tanky as heck like that, all the light enemies can just die to each other's procs, but it's the Xmas units you still need to take care of some other way. Slash procs work. You can use the mercy kills, Parazon finisher. Oh, bam. That works. Yeah, that was a bigger jump than I expected. My bad. That just sent me. How far to level up? We're at 26, nearly there. It's been 2.5 minutes. I'll take that leveling. Don't have to have host migration in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught when we're doing a solo survival. I could activate the Incarnate, but honestly I don't think it has value to me here right now, so I'm just not gonna. A little bit of extra damage and then some parkour bonuses, I could do without that. Rank 29, nearly there, although still gotta finish the mission itself. Roar up. Xmas will probably do it. There it is, yep, Xmas did it. We're fully ranked! That was with a... Yeah, I did have a 30 boost. I was going to say... 4 minutes of survival, fully ranked the melee weapon? That's a bit quick. I mean, sure, you could do some other missions and probably get like 2 minutes. You're overkill in it. But this is just using it in a bog standard steel path survival. I'll take that. This is scale Great Rajaya. Define this. Which bit do you think is scaling well with Jaya? Because we shouldn't be getting that many electric procs on each individual enemy. The enemy should be dying very quickly, is the whole point. You proc a bit and they all fall over. Not the won't, because again, no Weeping Wounds. Alright, exit's going to be somewhere over this way. Let's start heading that way. We got the level. We're about to be given the go-ahead to leave, so let's just head this way for it. Is it going to be left or right? I'm going to assume dead ahead. I was incorrect. It is actually back this way. Spreading Gyre's electric on top of influence. So yeah, that's not going to scale. They synergize in that you're using electric, but actually no, that doesn't even synergize. No, there's no synergy there for one. And that's your nickname because your name is literally just numbers. All Gyre's interaction there is, hey, there are some electric procs we're throwing around on an electric modded weapon. That's going to give us a little bit more crit, and emphasis on little bit. That's not going to matter. Her spreading electric herself through her abilities isn't going to proc influence. Not the activation of the arcane and not the use of the arcane. Influence does not spread her kit procs? No, because it's not spreading procs from the enemy, it's spreading procs from your melee attacks, which is a very different thing. I'd be all over it if electric from Warframe abilities mattered. I'd be using Lavos' abilities a hell of a lot more, but they don't matter here. It is all about the melee. At one point, some abilities functioned with it, like Mirage's, was it Hall of Mirrors? Her first, but doesn't apply now. Do I think crit chance, attack speed, heat, Riven is bad for the hate? Nope, that sounds like a nice Riven. Crit chance will be better as crit damage, but it's fine. Heat is good because you can build it for Hivara builds, absolutely fine. That's going to do lovely. And then attack speed is just nice to have. That is just nice to have. Right, Polarize, not the Umbral former. Jeez, how do I have more Umbrals than normal former? That's stupid. There we go. Weeping Wounds is a 9 drain, of course it is. How... Do I have a... Yeah, I have a slightly downranked Organ Shatter and then a slightly downranked Quickening. And that will allow me to put on full Weeping Wounds for the moment whilst we re-level this, ready for another former. Another former here would give me 7, 6, 5. I need another former again to get that. Yeah, that's fine. I can work with that. I can work with that. Right, let's do this again, but now let's see what the effect of Weeping Wounds is on the approach. I don't know why I'm going there. Let's see how bonkers this is going to start getting. Again, no heavy attack Tenokai. We're just going to work with what we got.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid.
I don't really need the Incarnate buff, so it's fine to go about it. I'm literally just using hate because I have a Riven for it. And it's got otherwise good enough stats.
They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Alright, things are dying. Things are dying. Are they dying quickly enough that we love it? We'll find out. Let's see what kill rate I get to. This style I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't hate it. This one's an okay tile to have next to our room up there, so we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Yeah, hate, that's a fair point. Hate having a slash focus heat isn't really helping it, so there is that. It depends on if you want to build for slash viral or heat viral. That's always a consideration. I just carved through a group of them. I mean, the fact that I'm going for electric on the hate here is kind of skewing up that idea in itself, isn't it? But it do slash through them. It do be shockingly good. I mean, that guy I didn't even look at. What was that? Yeah, that was the Lancer behind us that just kind of fell over from that one. Yep, the ones over there are just evaporating, which shows you the electric is doing it. I can get all the slash I like, but it's the electric that's being spread and landing numbers. Now, there's no influence at the moment. No influence, no influence. Come on. Proc influence plus. Do I not have enough electric on? I need the raw as well. Alright, influence is procced. There we go. Things are perishing. Things are perishing. Took a moment for the influence to proc there. It was kind of teasing us. Run out again, so let's see. How long does it take to get back? There's the influence. There's the damage spreading. There's the zone of death around me. It's a pretty simple combo. Alright. The influence active, damage output, spring it over there, they are going to start perishing, bring it out for the raw. And yep, again, everything in the area perishes. I mean, if you've got a high enough status chance, fundamentally, melee influence just turns your melee into a 20-meter zero fall-off total follow-through weapon. That's what it functionally ends up doing. At least if you're status-based. Ooh, I just threw him to the side. Non-status weapons, they're not going to get the benefit. For hopefully obvious reasons. You just got the Cedo, you don't know what mods to put on it? I have a Cedo guide, you might want to check that out then. That should give you an idea. Right. This doesn't feel like a very good tile. I'm only on 440 kills so far. I'm going to really try and work with some enemy density here. Let's see, dead end room, that's fine. Yeah, you know what, I'll grab the big shiny. We'll distract. Do I have a video about all the ways to get Riven mods? I don't know. Why would you need a video about all the ways to get Riven mods? Do you not have enough Rivens already? Or are you just generally curious? So I'll be honest, I'm not sure that's really a video that people need. You just started? Alright. I mean, that's valid. You've just started. You're wondering where they're coming from, where you can get them. I feel like there's something that it's better just to wiki. I'll be quite honest. That doesn't need a video. Because the wiki's just going to have a list, and that's it. That's the video. Reading a list off the wiki. So I don't think that would be a video that really needs to exist on that basis. You can do sorties, you can turn in your Riven slivers with Paladino once you completed Chains of Harrow. Oh, how many do we get? 620 kills. That's not bad. You can get Rivens from Duviri, but do you want to? You can get them from the Circuit, Steel Path, but you probably know at that stage. And again, do you want to really focus that? Let's think about other Rivens. You can purchase Rivens from various shops in places these days. You can get them from the Archon Hunt. Oh, for God's sake. Waypoint, decide which way. This way. Yeah. They're accessible, but the wiki's going to be around some dude.
And so we learn.
Alright, that should have fully leveled the weapon as well, didn't it? I didn't even check that.
Purpose.
Yeah, easy. Easy full level. We're fine on that. Namiux asking how to get back at Warframe after almost 500 hours. I'm finding it difficult these days, lacking motivation. You don't need motivation to play a game. No, sorry, you do need motivation to play a game. I'm thinking of the wrong thing there. Yeah, you do need motivation to play a game, but if you're lacking it, then, well, I mean, don't. Is there a will I do a video on good tilesets to farm by chance? Not particularly a focus of mine, I'll be honest, Elizan. I know it has an impact, but that's one of those kind of back shelf video ideas that I wouldn't really focus on. Yeah, Namiox, let me run you through this. You're 500 hours into the game, so you know what Warframe has to offer. One would expect. You know what Warframe has to offer. You've experienced the core gameplay loops. You've built Warframes, you build weapons, you've acquired mods, you've farmed for endo, credits, resources to achieve these things. You've experienced fighting the Gunir, the Corpus, the Infested, the Corrupted, probably the Sentients. Have you dealt with Nama? Have you dealt with the Murmur? I would assume so. If not, there you are, something to try out. But here's the point, is that, in general, you shouldn't need to build yourself up to play a game. If the game isn't enticing you, there's going to be something better to do, right? Find a different game. Maybe it's not a game you crave. Maybe you crave some other hobby. You install with full passion, then you uninstall after one arbitration? Yeah. You like the idea of playing Warframe. But when you get to Warframe at the moment, you're telling me, having loaded it up and begun playing the game, the idea of playing Warframe isn't the same as playing Warframe. Would that be an accurate description as to what you're experiencing, Namiox? The idea of it doesn't match up to the reality once you actually hit that play button. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and we can have a look at this from a different angle, but this is a very common angle that comes up when someone asks me for reasons they should continue playing Warframe or retry playing Warframe. Ultimately, there are so many different ways to play Warframe, so many different options, that if you've not tried some of those options, it might be worth trying those. But if you try those options, if you look at those different bits and pieces and it's just not grabbing you, go somewhere else. Because here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen if you continue playing a game that you don't find yourself interested in playing. All you're going to do is you're going to take all those memories of the game you enjoyed and stack them behind new memories of the game you didn't enjoy. And this is what we call burnout. You're going to go into missions and you're going to resent them. And worse, you're going to resent yourself for resenting them. How could you resent the game that you have enjoyed for 500 hours, you tell yourself, whether consciously or not. What right do you have to tell yourself this isn't fun? Well, you do. You do have that right. But when you force yourself to go through it, you're forcing yourself to ignore that voice that's saying, we're not enjoying this. Can we do something else, please? And don't get me wrong. That's not saying you should quit Warframe. Nope. When you have that desire, when you feel genuinely interested in trying something else in Warframe, go ahead and do it. And as soon as that fades, go do something else. Warframe's just a game. Unless you're a content creator and make it your entire life and job. Warframe's just a game. Play it when you want to, and don't play it when you don't. And allow yourself to keep those memories intact of enjoying it. There aren't other games that are Warframe. There are completely different games which do to completely different things, absolutely. I have this same experience with games like RuneScape with EVE Online. Incidentally, also MMOs. And I'm gonna say it's like I try to bullet jump in Minecraft and stuff. Yeah, no, that's fine. And then you realise it's a different game. And maybe you find a game that has those mobility things. To give you some, to grab onto those examples I just said there, with RuneScape and with EVE Online. I don't play either of those games at this point in time. I haven't touched RuneScape in probably like how long ago did the Necromancy come out? That long ago. And even then, that was just because Necromancy came out and Esprit kind of convinced me into doing a stream of it. You get voted for it. With EVE Online, I've not touched that in years. Genuinely years. I don't know how long it's been at this point, but it's been a while. EVE was my main game before I got onto Warframe. Or was it? No. No, RuneScape was my main game. EVE was my main game before that. I had RuneScape, EVE, RuneScape, Warframe. It's been a ride. There is nothing else out there like EVE Online. And quite frankly, there's nothing else out there like RuneScape. But I reached my limits with them. I reached the point where I wasn't finding enough fun power, as it were, out of those games. I was loading them up, look at my options and going, I don't wanna. It doesn't matter that there are 50 options. It doesn't matter that I had a lot of time put into them. You say 500 hours. Try closer to 10 times that. Yeah, I put a bit in. And I reached my point. And I've come back to those games a couple times here or there. And then walked away again. And Warframe's even more accessible than that because it's free, there's no subscription. You can jump in and out as much and as little as you want. So I can't give you the motivation to play Warframe, or rather, I can give you the seeds of motivation. I will show you things. People come to this stream and they see things they didn't know were possible. They go, what the flying fuck did you just do to that Warframe, to that enemy, and how can I do it too? And sometimes those seeds aren't there. Those seeds don't sprout for them and just go, yeah, that was cool to look at. I'll move on again. That's fine. And I'm saying, yep, understood. Take a break. Try to change perspective. Find different hobbies. Exactly. Try out different things. And what you might find is that in the near future, far future, maybe 10 years from now, you might find that something will grab you. Something about Warframe, just got a hankering for it. These thoughts mulling around in your head. Maybe an advert you saw somewhere, a streamer said something. You know what? For all time's sake. Especially if you have a couple friends with you at the same time. Yeah, you know what? Let's go do a run. Let's do a survival and Void Fisher or something. Let's just run it until we decide not to. Next thing you know, you spent another 10 hours on it. Maybe not. And I'm going to say I've also spent 200 hours in Tropico 6 yet to find any game, same game with real-time pause. I don't fully understand that because I have not played Tropico 6, but yeah, a lot of games do have unique features and you won't find same enough gameplay loop elsewhere, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I recently uninstalled Apex Legends, not because of an issue with the game, but because of an issue with the security of the game. I want to play that game. But there are issues with it that tell me, no, 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 I don't want to be there. And that's for different reasons. It's not motivation, but it's, again, understand that sometimes you just got to cut it. Until things change, cut it. Because it's just a game. Mirror, I appreciate the offer in DM there, but I will pass on that. Thank you anyway. Don't get your IP in Apex? IP is nothing. Comparatively speaking, IP is absolutely nothing. You know what's more problematic? Yeah, remote code execution. Yeah, that's a big problem. And until I know that that is no longer a threat, nope. Absolutely diddly not. Not happening. But that's an Apex problem. They can figure that out. It's like Warframe set standards so high for me, I guess. Yeah, no, I get that. Honestly, I do get that. I had exactly those experiences twice over with RuneScape and EVE Online. Actually, I've had that experience in multiple times in multiple games. Honestly, yeah. There is nothing that has such a single shard deep experience like EVE Online. And there is nothing that has just the sheer breadth of interconnected, highly invested skills in a story-rich environment like RuneScape. While still having a relatively down-to-earth fantasy setting. Because the players are all humans. As part of it, but yeah. No way Apex got an RC exploit? Unfortunately, yes, or at least something to that effect. We don't know the full details. What we do know is that during ALGS, that's the global series of Apex Legends, we're talking qualifiers for the absolute finals, streamed around the world, in 2 different games, 2 different streamers on 2 different teams got hacked remotely. The exact nature of the hack we don't understand. What we do know is that this person, whoever hacked them, goes by the name of Destroyer or something, managed to not only get them during the game, remotely enabling cheats while spamming their chat, broadcasting he was doing it. He could give them full wall hacks, seeing enemy hit points as well as exact locations. And to another one, he gave them perfect auto-aim. The guy was shooting in one direction, the bullets were hitting someone barely on the screen, perfect shot, da-da-da-da. This is huge. Huge issue. Ridiculous. Because here's the thing, even if this one guy decides not to exploit that any further, he has demonstrated it is possible. Jack's saying, from what I've seen from Pirate Software, aka Thor, I saw a little bit of that, yeah. Strong possibility their machines were compromised. There is a possibility, absolutely. There is that possibility. However, this guy has also given thousands of Apex packs to a streamer before now. I don't know how much you can compromise an individual person's machine to give them effectively a server-based currency. What the fuck? So, getting involved in 2 different people's clients in some way to remotely install cheats they've never even touched, to directly control the game to that manner, and also to have the ability to hand out Apex packs, their loot boxes, paid loot boxes, by the 1,000. Yeah, I ain't touching that. If you see an oil tanker on fire at the side of the road, you don't stand there with your phone filming it. You don't get close and poke it with a stick to see, what's going on here? Is that fire going to get worse? Is it a bad fire? I don't know enough about fires. No, you get the fuck away. You get away from that. You see an oil tanker on fire at the side of the road, fallen over. Leave it to the people whose job it is to fix that. You get away from there. Because sure, it might be fine. Sure, the failsafes may kick in. Or it might explode and burn everything you hold dear. Now, just putting it out there, having my entire computer become infected with whatever's going on through there by malicious parties, that ain't worth the risk of standing next to the oil tanker. So yeah. I'm out on Apex. Why do I like Lavos so much? I got a whole video answering that exact question, Ada. You might want to check out my Why Lavos video. There you are. That is the sitch on that one. Ray say, more accurate example, you can walk into a bank vault from a door in the back if you know how to lockpick, no cameras around either. We don't know the exact nature of the hack, so nice sounding analogies don't really mean anything until we know the nature of the hack. It's simply that. Hey, Mirrorlave, thank you very much for gifting us up over to Ada. Ada, however you actually are supposed to pronounce that all the same. Make sure you thank Mirrorlave for that one. Mirrorlave, cheers once again for continuing to be a gift legend on this channel. Oh. You say, even if the anti-cheat had a vulnerability allowing for remote cheat injection, it wouldn't explain the loot boxes, say the two cases have to have different vectors. They may do, Elu. And again, we don't know. We don't know. The anti-cheat claims it wasn't compromised, which would point to something with Apex, which is based on Source, which does have known vulnerabilities, which may have been patched, but evidently not properly, or something. We don't know, is the problem. Derpy Dude, thank you very much for continuing your sub there, turning it from a Prime into a Tier 1. That is not something I see very often in the chat there. That is a rare occurrence, but all the same, Derpy Dude, thank you very much for continuing your sub on the channel here. Appreciate you. Do you have any tips for Steel Path Circuit beyond just building every frame a weapon for it? That's a bit of a beast. That is a little bit of a beast. Steel Path Circuit is a bit of a monster. I know we're taking quite a few detours from Influence, but honestly, we've seen like 90% of what it's got to show at this point. My biggest tips would be planning for what happens when the levels start to just skyrocket. Which means that if you're going to health tank, you need to really fully health tank. If you're going to shield gate, you need to be prepared to shield gate on the regular or control the ever-loving hell out of the enemies. Damage is going to be fine. If you've got decent weaponry, especially a decent melee, but any single decent weapon that can hold out at indefinite levels, the decrees can keep you going there. It is number one tank that you need to hold on to. And you can use Vazarin for that. If you're good at using Vazarin Dash, I'm not. I'll just be quite honest on that. I'm bad at using that for survival. I barely try. But if you can use Vazarin Dash, then you can use basically any Warframe. Ultimately, that's what you want to focus on. Stay alive. Melee gets cooked by Jackal. Depends on how you define as cooked. You know, if you've got tank, you can still melee it. I did solo melee it with Revenant, but granted that is Revenant. But yes, you can melee. And that was an influence melee no less, which doesn't have a bonus against the Jackal. There are no multiple enemies to influence. Anyone making Warframe lore videos actively? Not me. Don't know about others. I don't speak for others. How to spot about Steel Path Circuit's defense excavation? Very true, yes. The second thing after tank is control. Controlling the enemies to protect the objectives in really high levels. The best way to run Steel Path Circuit is to have allies to assist you on that. Cover different angles. Defense and code, yeah. Straight up. That's it. There's a reason I spent most platform reactors. Could build all my gear to be good individually. I mean, yeah, that works. If you can just afford to build the gear, you can afford to build the gear. Yeah. Ultimately, number one focus, defense. Number two focus is control. Number three, then make sure you got the damage. That is the order for Circuit, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're dead, you can't do shit. If you're dying to a shot every 5 seconds, you are going to be useless. Then, when it comes to excavation defense, you need to be able to hold those alive. So that's kind of crucial. And no, you will not be able to out DPS the enemies. They will spawn and they'll fire shotguns or random beams out of nowhere. They spawn quite close to objectives, you just need to be ready for it. And then you can focus on your damage. That's the last thing to consider. Excavations are fine, you can't fail them. You can't necessarily fail them, but bloody hell. Let me see if I can find the clip. I have a clip for this. Let me see if I can find this one real quick. Warframe. Where's this circuit one? Was that the one from just the other day? It says that was 2 days ago. This might be the one. Let me just check. Yeah. Let's see what happens here. I arrive. It dropped and exploded. Let's watch that again, shall we? Notice that there are no enemies behind me. There is one guy in front of me looking away, one guy further in front of me looking towards me. Those are the nearest enemies we can see. It landed and instantly blew up. Do we even see the UI for it? No. What am I supposed to do there? And this is only level 3,346. You know, levels still go up another 6,600 at this point. I'm only 1/3 of the way to level cap. Gonna be a bug? I'd imagine it's a bug. But, like, what the hell? Like, you don't even have time to target it that quick. There it is. Someone shot at me and missed. There it is. Incoming bullet. +1 cryotic. Oh. Well, excavator's supposed to have shield gates. I guess it landed a headshot. Yeah, there's not really a lot I can do about that one. That one just kinda... Yeah, that'll do it. Why do I have an inbox message? What's going on here? Wagwan. I see you have no Sobek. Now I have a Sobek. I was unaware that I was lacking a Sobek and crucially in need of one, but Mirrorlade, thank you very much for the Sobek. That is now part of my arsenal. I suppose once again, I'm surely I've leveled that. I mean, surely I have leveled that before now. Yes, I have. Okay, cool. I got 129 kills of it. Thank you, Mirrorlade. It hit the excavator before it even enabled its own health. I mean, it's possible that the shields just hadn't generated, because it only gets shields once it's spawned, and it hit in that frame before shields decided they exist. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. So, like, acid shell. Yes, I'm aware that combination exists, guys. Thank you. Thought the minimum cryo you can get was 20. No, minimum is however long the excavator's been running. You get 1 cryotic per second of power on an excavator. So if they've been running for 1 second, you get 1 cryotic. They spawn with 20 power in them, so they'll generate 20 cryotic until you put more power into them. But if they die instantly, 1. Frame perfect destruction of an excavator, yeah. We know that is the minimum they'll give you. 1. Yep. Feel like excavation missions could use a bit of rework. Honestly, I don't feel like they need that. I don't feel like they need it, no. Impossible to zero? I guess. I mean, based on the fact that we got 1 frame cryotic, seems so. Assuming there's no rounding going on, because if it rounded up the 1, but I actually got 0.4 or something, or maybe even 0.1, who knows? Because I didn't have 2 excavators die that way. After the first one, I made sure I mind controlled a bunch of nearby enemies before spawning it. But yeah, it weren't great. Right, so Steve mentioned those on Dev Shorts, looking at how Loki decoy change will work, see if that's an effect they can replicate to excavators. I don't think excavators need that, Ray. That sounds completely needless. Because excavators can just level scale. Yeah. Does the daily XP reward in Circuit actually only happen once a day? To my understanding, yes, Elizen, yeah. Is the with the excavator scaling off of nearby enemy hit points? Why? Enemies don't shoot themselves, they shoot us and their targets. They can just level. Yeah, Derpy, I'm not saying that there's not an issue with the amount of hit points there, or that the challenge wasn't high at that point. What I'm saying is that you don't need to invent a new way of deciding how many hit points something has. Because it can just have the hit points. Loki would be scaling based on nearby enemies is a function to make it worthwhile to have range and strength, but we're not modding range and strength on our excavators. Believe it or not, we're not modding them at all. I know that might come as a surprise to some people, but there are some things in this game we can't mod. So they can just have some hit points. And the people who design the game and decide the difficulty of the game can just give those hit points to the excavator. If they decide the excavator is too weak, they can just give it more. It doesn't need to be some complex equation counting how many enemies are nearby and multiplying it by the sum of the square root of pi, so whatever calculation they want to do. They can just put it there. And it works. And now I've given everyone ideas of modded excavators, which honestly, who knows, maybe that could be a thing at some point. Maybe you can pick mission buffs going in. If you obtain yourself mission enhancement shards. Actually, come to think of it. When we look at some of the perks on these and just how bad they are. Embed bonus. Life support modules grant 25% more life support. Embed bonus. Excavator power cores give 20% more. Embed bonus. Excavators dig 20% faster. Embed bonus. Defense, what's it? Defense objectives or defense operatives gain shields when you get kills nearby. Embed shard. Detect demolists or demolishers at a greater distance. I mean, you know, there's opportunities there. There are definitely some opportunities there, rather than gain 1 health per enemy killed with blast damage. Or 3 different shards giving plus ability damage on affected by a different status. You know, I mean, of all the opportunities to enhance your frame in niche specific ways, I'm sensing a little bit of alternative opportunity right there. Just kind of putting 2 and 2 together, you know? Pushing harder than garbage damage types? Oh yeah, the garbage damage type of corrosive. So garbage. The garbage damage type of toxin. Yeah, so... I mean, there's some blast ones in there, don't get me wrong. But like... They didn't overly focus on the bad ones, did they? There was just a couple bits of blast, and the blast really... Oh boy, yeah, they missed a mark on that, didn't they? They don't understand... No, they don't. They understand why blast is bad, they just haven't focused on that. Wait, what is this? Been playing Warframe for 5 months, never seen that upgrading panel. Hey, little Timmy? Little Timmy, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your codex here, okay, little Timmy? There's your usernames, I'm going to run with this. Now, Timmy, what I want you to do is you see all these quests here, I want you to go and do those. Okay, this is very, very important. Go and do your quest, Timmy. So that once you get down to here, you'll get something very, very interesting. Actually, it's here, isn't it? Yeah, once you've done this, you can get something very, very nice, Timmy. And you'll get even more of it for doing this, and you'll get even more of it for doing that. There you are. I don't know why I decided to go for such a approach on that, but there you are. That's what you get when you're little Timmy. I'm sorry, but that name is just asking for... we're seeing you as someone who's only just old enough to play the game. I don't know why I can't get anything other than that picture out of my head, but that's what I've got for you. No spoiler, that's the best I could do is non-spoilery, yeah. Just go do the quest. Is there any reason to run magnetic ever? Yes. Because that allows you to much more easily kill the... what are they called? The treasures on Steel Path on the Corpus ship tile sets. Those. Let's say there's more. I already have 120 hours of Warframe. You're telling me I haven't even beaten the game? Now I know you're a troll. Yep, that's a troll. Ain't no way you're telling me 120 hours you think you beat the game. It's an MMO. 120 hours is the tutorial. 20 hours. I've spent 120 hours in one mission tile. Actually, I probably have. Shit, that's depressing. Anyway, tips to building a K drive. Step 1, when you get it, make sure you name it something very, very cool, like useless, to remind yourself as to just what you've done. This is the only K drive I own, aside from the basic one you get at the start. It's called useless. I'm on a roll? Yeah, my levels did just roll, didn't it? Happens. It's a nice, easy way of getting around. Oh, right then. Regens a ton of energy. I'm Lavos. What's energy? Yup.
Another pun? How humiliating.
I will pun if I damn well want to. You only have the basic K drive? Smart thing to do. They're not worth it. They're just not worth it. If at some point you think they might be worth it, you're incorrect. They're still not worth it. But Ken, what about the Egypt? Not worth it. But Mastery? Not worth it. One use case as Eidolons, you could do that with the basic one. So again, not worth it. Ta-da! I saved you all a load of hassle. You're welcome. One of these days you might do Wave Rider? I'll just get good. See, that's easy. That's fine. That's stupid easy. You can use a K drive as an energy source in the open world. There are so many other energy sources. Why use your K drive? Not worth it. Also, what's energy? I'm Lavos. Haha. Not worth it. Seriously. You can't convince me of this. I don't care what you have to say. K drives are still stupid. They were stupid when they came out and they're still stupid now. Because they came out after Arcwings. Stupid. Doesn't take up a slot for something actually good. My god, you're going to use a K drive to save a slot for quote-unquote something actually good for energy management. Derpy, we have a rule against bad jokes here. Now either what you're saying is one or you're one. Because, yikes, my dude. K drives for energy management to get something good. For starters, I'm Lavos, what's energy? Again, like, seriously, you're running into troubles, we're fine. Secondly, it's just really not that good. On to someone with a better question, probably. John Lost. Hi, I've been wondering... Oh dear, it went off the screen. Hi, I've been wondering after... Oh, for God's sake, Twitch, I'm reading, stop. I've been wondering after watching your video on the new book mod, how much damage reduction is left on a heavy gunner after heat proc 10 stacks of corrosive in the new book mod? I thought I explained in the video, my bad. I thought I explained, they're multiplicative, but let me walk you through this. Let me walk you through this real quick. So, we don't need all of this numbers of amazing cubic scaling. Let's talk about book armor stuff, lel. I'm into lel mood. Here we go. Heat proc. Minus 50% armor. Quad proc. Minus 80% with 10 procs. I'm going to assume you've got no shards taking it further, because otherwise we wouldn't be asking this question. Book proc. Doesn't care. The book proc doesn't work with those, so from the corrosive and heat, you're going to get 90% removal together. So from status effects. But the book procs, I put 80, that's 90, there we are. But the book procs take from that remaining 10% just 1/20th at a time. So it depends on how many times you've procced the book. Like, the book can fully remove with 20 kills, or you take it off 0.5% armor per proc. Like, what are you expecting to happen here? They multiply together, John. And that means that you're not going to really get anywhere. But if you just armor strip with an ability or corrosive projection, like I put in the video, then the book will stack with that and you'll strip the enemies in no time. By the way, 99% of the words y'all say, I don't know what they even mean. Most of them are English words, but yeah. Just helping you out on that. Now, seriously, Timmy, if you've got bits you're curious about, just ask about the words, it's fine. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story. A story which pointed out to me just how harsh it is when someone sees you asking a genuine question and decides to just shit on you. And this was a very simple one. Mirrorlade, thank you for gifting a sub over to Timmy there. Little Timmy, make sure you thank Mirrorlade for that before we get cracking on. Cheers, Mirrorlade. At a previous job of mine, we would have some bits and pieces that we needed to send off, get them checked over, and sometimes they'd be sent back to us. They'd say, hey, we fixed it, or hey, we couldn't fix it, blah, 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 blah. But this was my first time on dealing with that part of the job. I hadn't been given much instruction into it, so I didn't know the terminology they were using. And they said, sent back item, and it had some kind of code on there. I'm just going to go for TK for engineer, blah, 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 blah. Sent back item, da, 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 da. I was like, what? This is all I got. This was the entirety of the information. I'm like, well, I don't know what this means. I've just got an item here. They've sent it back to us. Buh. What is Burr, I asked. And the answer I got was Berlin Airport. Now, I'm sure from their side they thought they were being funny. I'm sure they thought they had a really good crack at that one. But for me, still new to the job at the time, I was like, okay, clearly that is not the answer. Alright? This gadget is not itself Berlin Airport. The reason this gadget has been returned to this business is not because of Berlin Airport. What does this actually mean? What they actually meant was beyond economical repair. Now, the fact that BER stands for beyond economical repair doesn't really matter to this context. What matters is that some people don't seem to understand when you've got a genuine person asking a genuine question about a simple mechanic, simple word, just explain it. When you're buddy-buddy with them, you can mock them all day long. When you find out that someone who's been playing Warframe longer than you doesn't realise that Mesa's peacemakers are automatic and has been spam clicking the entire time, real story by the way, actually happened, then you mock the hell out of your friend. You ask them, were they dropped as a baby? But if you don't know them, if it is someone who is clearly just asking a genuine question, certainly something where it's very quick to answer like that, we'll just tell you. We'll just tell you. So if we go through all the kinds of stuff and we say, hey, procs, heat, and slash a lot, which is a great armor bypass or strip for steel path. Survival. You see that sentence there, and you might be like, the water? And you might not be sure, okay, which bit do I even need to ask? The weapon, that's just a weapon. Procs heat, so causes the heat status and slash status. There we are, I've translated proc. A lot, which is great armor bypass or removal, strict meaning removal, for hard mode kill endlessly mission type. There we are, translated. You should be able to understand most of that. If you don't understand heat or slash, at that point we're pointing to the element guide. But the rest of that, now you can understand that that's natural language. But it's fine to ask. What's the best emote in the game? Don't know about it in the game, but we've got some amazing ones here on the channel. Check them out. You got access to them. Thanks to MirrorLabe. Someone saying my family's like this, especially my sister when she mumbles or just says shit wrong, and I ask her to repeat, and she'll mumble or say it wrong in exactly the same way. Oh, you should use slash procs. What's that? Slash procs. No, what's that? Slash procs. I heard you, but what is it? Slash procs. And I explain. Because I'm not your family. I'm not your sister. Believe it or not, Solomon, I'm in fact not your sister. Do proc status and effect mean the same? Near enough. Near enough. So, proc in Warframe. That is typically any status effect, such as slash procs. Does status mean the same thing? Status in Warframe can refer to status effect or status chance. This is a high status weapon. So things like that. And effect, that's going to be a lot of things. Any effect. Too broad. No one's going to say effect and refer to a single thing in Warframe. There'll be context already. Proc can also be a verb. Yeah, so to cause a status effect. So you proc status, and status is a proc. But yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. So status effect and status proc are the same thing. But effect can mean a lot of things, because you can have various effects on enemies. You can have a damage reduction effect on them. You can have a slowing effect on them. Effect just means a change. Some impact is being had, but not impact damage. Or maybe impact damage. English is wibbly wobbly. Ray, that's in... let's see, precision. Nope, Ray, that's incorrect. That is absolutely incorrect, Ray. It's not procedurally generated triggers. It's not, let's say, programmed random occurrence, as some people like to say, which is, by the way, a backronym. Nope, that's incorrect. Origin of proc goes back to the old MUDs, multi-user dungeons. There, MUDs could have weapons, etc. And the modders wanted to make changes, but you could only make limited ones. So, they made special processes. Special procedures. I misspelled procedures. Special procedures that would modify what they did. Yep. So that would be a spec proc, a special procedure, spec proc, or otherwise referred to as a proc. That is where it came from. That is the origin of proc right there. It is definitely not procedural. It is definitely not programmed random occurrence. which is a backronym, P.R.OC. It comes from spec proc, which is special procedures in old MUDs, because the changes that people could make to those games to add in special effects was limited in various ways, and that's the way they did it. That was the terminology used. The more you know. You learning a lot today? I'm very good at that. I have that effect every single stream. It doesn't matter what I am streaming. I have had people say on the non-Warframe streams on Fridays, they go, "Do you just know everything about every game?" It's like, no, I just know a lot. I just happen to know a lot. So when up in the status chance, does it apply the chance of landing the damage type as the same as up in the CC chance? Status chance on applying damage with this attack, chance for a status proc to happen, or chance for a status to proc, however you want to phrase it. But that's what status chance is. Status chance then rolls on your eligible status types based on simple weighting. It used to be non-simple, now it is. So if you have 50% heat, 25% slash, 25% impact, when you land a status proc, it has a 50% chance of being heat, 25% chance of being slash, 25% of being impact. So if you have a 10% status, then 1 in 10 of your hits will land status. So 9 in 10 no status. You'll have 1 in 10 is status. And the way we could break that further down is that 1 in 40 slash, 1 in 40 impact, and 2 in 40 heat. In this example here, because that splits into 4 in 40 total, that's your 10%. So your 10% status split those ways. Does that make sense for you, my dude? Moon specifically asking on that one. Does that make it? There we are. Got it, he says. Wonderful. And a bit jonkers. Thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy your lovely blue sub badge. Your emotes. Brand new spanking bloomin' lovely snack emotes. I kind of ran away with the sentence there, but they're lovely emotes all the same. Your access to support to Lounge on the Discord, and no more ads for you. Cheers. Are any of these streams archived and getting tired? Exclamation mark replays, Lisa. Exclamation mark replays. Cheers, bajonkers. Pablo showcasing a UI for that too? Yes, very true. It'll be interesting to see exactly how that's implemented. I'm looking forward to that. Be interested to see how it's implemented, and I really, really hope I don't have to pick it to pieces. I hope they don't overcomplicate it or get the numbers skewy. I really hope it's simple. So I'm going to wait and see. Grendel? Grendel is not a question. Grendel is an answer. What's your question, Death Scholar? Nice dice. Thank you for making Warframe actually understandable. You're very welcome. I'm glad I can do that for you. Timmy, the reason why I started Warframe because the silly little guy that can eat enemies and roll around. Oh, right. Death Scholar was replying to. I said it was Nancy, yeah. I said it was Nancy, yeah. The guy that can roll around, not little. Yeah, that's Grendel. Yeah. Ray say, I'm more annoyed with accuracy becoming high, medium, low. Actually, no, I'm fine with that because then you mouse over and it gives you the actual numbers, Ray. So it'll say high, and then you look into it and it'll go, your spread is 1 degree. Or low, your spread is 10 degrees. Or whatever the spread's going to be. They're putting it in the details, but for people who just want a quick reference, is this high, medium, or low? When you first play Warframe, you see accuracy 27. Is that high, medium, or low? Well, there's this gun that goes to 400, so I guess 27 must be low, right? Wrong. It's medium. Where do you think you'll move the shards from the car missions? Not sure, they haven't told me. Is it easy to get Grendel and unlock his parts? About that. Not really. So to get Grendel Prime, pretty easy. You need to get hold of his relics, or just buy the parts from players. But let's say you don't do any trading. You would need to get hold of his relics. They are pleasantly available at the moment. Okay, not that one. They are pleasantly available at the moment. So you get his relics, and once you got the relics, you open them until you get the parts. And that's how you get Grendel Prime. to get normal Grendel, first you must complete the entire game. That might sound like I'm a little bit overselling it, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, but am I really? Because in order to get Grendel now, you need to complete this quest right here, which is the last quest in the game. So, yeah, you can skip some quests, like you don't need to do Veilbreaker. You, I don't know if you need, I don't think you need to do Call of Tempestari, I'm not sure on that, but you don't need to do a Glass Gambit, don't think you need to do Mask of the Revenants. There's a few you can skip, but you need to complete Whispers in the Wall in order to get normal Grendel now. So that's a thing. Also, you need to defeat something which, if I put it on screen right now, will be a massive goddamn spoiler, so I'm not going to do that. Grendel's still not in the circuit. Grendel wouldn't have been added to the circuit yet, no. They've not added any new frames to the circuit since Circuit was released. So no, not as yet. Eris boss quest can be skipped. Yeah, the side quest can be skipped, but you still need to do the main quest all the way to the very end to get Grendel, which is kind of wild. Just a little wild. So yeah, that's a thing. Apparently Ray would like a little bit of in-game music, Sleeping in the Cold Below. Alright, let's see. Hold up. Timmy, it won't take you 1,000 hours to get to that quest, you're fine. Because when I say complete the game, I mean complete those quests. All of the story quests. But you'll be able to farm Grendel before you get to my power level. Like, this room here, you will not be able to do this by the time you got to that quest. If you're trying to actually get through the quest, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Not that bad. Or you could just spend money, you know. That's also an option. Right, let's see, where is it? Was the one you wanted? Sleeping in the Cold Below, yeah. Actually, I don't know. I don't have it. I need to go back and do the quest for that one. I don't have it. Sorry. Sorry, Ray, can't help you on that one. That's a request I can't actually provision. I have yet to unlock that one because I don't want to replay the quest. There's effort. No one will get to my power level? Oh, there's plenty of people above my power level. Plenty. I just teach about the game. And apparently spent a long time in the Orbiter answering questions about said game. Just got back, what about Grendel not being in circuit? Yeah, you can't unlock him via the circuit, Airsoft. Which is what the context was. Bring back the Endo Dissolve Redeem? I mean, Squirbo, you can still do the same thing the last guy did. You can still do that, Squirbo. If you want me to melt these down, you just gotta pull a Quintus and tip the stream 50,000 bits. And then I'll do it. Just like last time. Instrumental rock? Yeah, Ray, let's do that. Let's do that for you. There we go. And that is now running. Do you have to complete the campaign mode before you do multiplayer? Nope, you can do the multiplayer as soon as you've done the tutorial. As soon as you have access to this mission right here, you can play multiplayer. That's it. Has the Curia been moved? Oh, it has not. No, sorry about that. I have been busy with a lot of things and I forgot to do that. The Curia is still there. I'll move that later. Yeah, Derpy, it's a thing that's gonna have to stay there. I mean, actually, wasn't Warframe International streaming today? How old about? Yeah, weren't they meant to be streaming like up until half hour ago? Or are they still streaming now? I can't. I should have a look. I just sworn they should be a. Oh yeah, that 90 minutes ago? Oh right, yeah, of course they did it an hour earlier my time because of daylight savings. Yeah. Of course, it's normally 8 till 9, but now it's 7 till 8 until we also go into daylight savings, and then it's 8 till 9 my time again. There it is, yeah. Yeah, I know that it's usually an hour long. I know that, absolutely. But yeah. Holy Mother made a Dash 50. Yeah, Moon, yeah. The last time there was the redeem to remove all of the items in this room here, and I'd stacked up even more than this. the redeem was 500,000 channel points. And then it was Quintus who turned around and said, how much would that be in bits? I said, well, you know, let's do 10 to 1. So, 10 channel points, 1 bit. Let's say 50,000 bits. As a joke, I was like, she's never going to do that. A couple months later, out of nowhere, bam, 50,000 bits. Remove the sculptures. Ah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Quintus. What the hell have you done? It took, like, I think 25 minutes to pick up every single sculpture. Because there's a couple hundred of them. So that'll do it. That'll do it. Chaos House on drops? You never knew they existed, so it doesn't matter. 50k bits? Yeah, mirror right, that's what it was. 1,200 money units per hour? Yeah. I'm not following, sorry. It's almost a salary, not a decent one. Yeah. Again, not following, sorry. Thoughts on long defense of moving operative when doing Salty Archon Hunt? Thoughts on long defense of moving up? I don't have a thought on what that means, sorry, no. 500 for 25 minutes of work? Yeah, you can look at it that way. I think it was all the work that went into the lead up to that, though. So when you balance it out that way. Because here's a fun fact for you. In the last 6 months of streaming, because I checked this number recently, in the last 6 months of streaming here on Twitch, I haven't made minimum wage in the UK, even only accounting for just the hours I've been live. So not counting all of the hours around it, all of the setup, all the maintenance, all the planning, any of that lot. Not counting any of the expenses, actually. This is pure revenue. No expenses considered, not the emotes, not the equipment, not nothing. Still not minimum wage in the UK. Through streaming. If you wonder why people say that streaming is not an income, or shouldn't be considered one, that is exactly why. Because you look how many people are here right now. I've not exactly just popped out of the ground in the last 6 months. There you are. There is a reason I focus more on YouTube. See, there's a wonderful gun? That is true. Do all your frames run Golden Instinct for that collection? Nope, I actually rarely use it. What about YouTube instead? I'd say, what about YouTube instead? Well, YouTube does alright. No sponsors? I've been sponsored on this stream a couple times by Warframe themselves. Couple times, yeah. The sponsors I get for this stream, the offers, most of the time I look at them and I go, there is no way in hell I'm putting that in front of you guys. Warframe did not sponsor the stream right now. Yeah, Duppy, I got a bunch from that Arcane bug as well, yeah. So, how do you use Lavos to farm Echo Vokers? The same as you use Lavos to farm any findable thing with Golden Instinct. Check out my guide on how to farm Boosters, Former, and Endo. Because I've got a video that basically gives you the answer to that as well. What Riven did I want to get? Oh, we got it. Near enough. It was testing out a... I'll just search the word. It was testing out using the additional damage to Grenier on a Riven, so that I could put together an even tighter build with melee influence. And it kind of went a little bit slappy slaps. I could go for an even more focused Riven, but... effort. Effort. What's the new Warframe update event about? That's two different questions there. The next update coming out is Dante Unbound. That's coming out next week. I think, isn't it? Next week today? Yeah. So 1 week from now. And Dante is going to be a wizard. What's a good way to farm Helmif XP? Best way is to feed him Warframes and to use Invigorations. Those are the best ways. You'll feed him along the way to make that happen. But yeah, feed Warframes, you can do 1 a day. And Invigorations, you can do 3 a week. They are huge for getting XP. I cannot overstate just how much these are. Also, look at that Hildren Invigoration. Just take that Invigoration in a moment there. Isn't that a lovely sight? Could you imagine using that there? 200% ability strength on Hildren. That's a nice one. Atlas, not so good. Jump resets, ability duration. Ugh. Wisp, secondary crit chance. Sprint speed. The Hildren. Nom nom nom. Lovely. Do I think the next encounter will be meta? Nope. Even before seeing the stats, I'm just going to say no, because Dex weapons don't tend to be that powerful, no. Nope. Have their override spend it? I'll pass on that, thanks. I'll pass. That override's been there for months. I don't actually use the invigorations that much, just because I kind of forget they exist a lot of the time. I'll be quite honest with you. I just kind of forget. And then I also just don't want to spend the resources randomly for nothing. It'd be like that. If the invigorations kind of... Yeah, if it popped up when I equip a frame and it's like, hey, invigoration available, I might actually remember. You know, that might be a thought, actually, now I say it. Yeah, imagine you saw an orange marker right here. Just going, yo, yo, yo. More power. 500% strength Lavos? I mean, I could go for 500% strength Lavos, but unfortunately I want to use this guy for recording some clips about melee influence, and I don't want to do that with an invigoration boosting it. That would be a bit much for what I'll be showing off. Being in a clan is such a pain. You weren't online for 2 days and you were kicked. Oh, Timmy. That's unusual. That's a bad clan. That's a real shitty clan. Hey, look at this. Sort by last logged on. Yeah, if your clan's kicking you out because you've not been there for 2 days, it's because that clan is just looking for people to feed them resources. That's not a clan looking for friends. So yeah. That's a bad clan. They did you a favor kicking you out because they took away your belief that they were nice people to be with. If you were offline for 2 days and they kicked you, they did you a favor. It's ridiculous. And if I go to friends list, I can make this go even wilder. Days offline. Last logged on. There we go. It gets one better than that. There you go. Yes, that is MR0. 1,664 days offline. Dude did not enjoy the gameplay loop. It's fine. It happens. Does melee influence only spread electricity? No, it spreads more than that. I'll be covering that in a video guide. I hope to get out tomorrow if I'm good at my job, which I'm probably not, so we'll see what I do. We'll see what I manage on that. Little saying, the pain is I'm still new, and the resources for clan key are so painful for me. Understandable. Join a clan that isn't a bag of shit, basically. Ask specifically for a clan that doesn't have activity and level requirements. Just a clan that has things researched and no restrictions. Job done. Everything elementals on. So it'll spread heat, cold, toxin, electric, gas, magnetic, viral, corrosive, radiation, blast. Yeah. Remind for everyone, Whispers released around when that dude last lagged on. Yeah, that's about right. That is about right. Because I started playing the game proper about the time that Wisp was added. Yeah. That's when I got in. Longest inactive player you have on your friends list is 4,000 days ago? God damn. God damn. There are people watching my channel younger than that. And I know this for a fact, unfortunately. Why have we got such young people playing Warframe? I don't know, but hey, they keep themselves hidden enough that we don't have to ask about it. Does it spread void from Zarta's Whisper? You know what? I actually haven't tested that. Let's test that. I do need to test that, so let's verify. Let's get the Cronin. Let's get the... Oh, that was another one. Up. There we are. Get the influence. There we go. That's set. Let's grab ourselves Wukong Zarta Whisper. Perfect. Alright, let's do this. Oh, let's have something where they don't die just by looking at them. That would be embarrassing. Alright, Lisa, you take care. Looks like Planet 14 can't talk. Fair enough then. Zombie's now officially muted.
The art of combat must be practiced.
We have some funnies.
Truly master the canvas of war.
Alright, let's see if this works how we want it to work.
I'm sending life support capsules your
You lot, give me armor. Thank you, that should do for now. Alright, influence is active, so what I want is to proc void. Not spreading. Definitely not spreading it. There you go. That was easy to test. Unspread it. I was hitting one guy. The electric spread. The void did not. Easy test. It is just the elements. Lovely. Did I play Warframe when you were 4? I mean, fair enough. I have someone on the channel who got themselves a postcard. They earned themselves one of these. And they requested that I address the postcard to themselves and to their 5-year-old, who enjoys watching the videos with him. So I have officially sent a Kengineer postcard to a 5-year-old who's a fan of the channel. There we are then. As it do. I mean, it sounds like it's with parental supervision, so you know what? That's fine. King Jibber saying, can you tell me what that gold, black, white icon related to operator means or does? I know it's based on your story choices. You mean this, don't you? And this, it's, you know how in some games you have, like, good and evil or lawful chaotic? This, to my understanding, is logic versus emotion. The white side is, more often than not, basing your decisions on the more logical approach, whereas the black side is basing your decisions more on the emotional approach, is the best understanding I seem to have of it, and that's as close as I can get, yeah. Yeah. Warframe is a really big community. Just a little bit, yeah. One of my videos has... Hold on, let me see here. This might give us at least a bit of an idea as to how big of a community Warframe has. Let me see. What is my most viewed video? This should get us at least part way towards understanding just how big the game is. Most viewed video is 801,000 views. Now, I'm just some dude on the internet who says a couple things about a game. So, 800,000 means that, yeah, there's probably a few registered losers out there, right? Probably a few. So, Kelton, thank you very much for the bit.
Oh my god! Wait, are they here? Kengineer.
I still love that soundbite. I don't even remember how old that soundbite is now, but I still love that soundbite. And for those of you who don't recognise the voices, that is the current creative director and community director of Warframe there. Realising I was in chat. Which I love. There's something like 27 million registered people, 70 million registered. I don't know how many registered there are. I don't know if that's registered counts, registered people. The true numbers will elude us. I've tried asking DE for more numbers on even just little bits about the game here or there, which could point towards player count, and they just outright said no. We're not sharing that information. Not the actual numbers, just numbers that, because they were close to it, could be derived in some manner. They just wouldn't share it. So, I don't know how many people there are, but we are definitely into the many millions of active players at one point or another. Like, even discounting duplicate accounts and accounts which got abandoned after 5 minutes, there are millions of people in this game. Yes. There are a lot of people around. And out of all those people, 200 of them ended up here right now. in this lovely little corner of the internet where we talk random stuff about, well, Warframe in general, really. Quite frankly. Yes. Right, what other melee ribbons do I have? Do I have any more shiny, interesting, curious melee ribbons? Do I? Or don't I? Hopefully a nice looking one. So let's see. Couple Broncos, Catchmoon, Cernos, Cryotra, Dera, Detat, Cycron. I don't want to use the Zor. The Streza, Detron, Dokram, Jolraza. No, I would save that for Cora. Dread, Dracoon, Embolist, Falcor, not Falcor. Gulsaw. Gulsaw. Gaze, Fuselight, Gorgon, Gotva, Hate, we've done that. Hespard, no thank you. Heliocord, nah. Heck, Ignis, Inadam, no, nah. Let's not mess with that one. I know it's got some workable stats for what we need, but nah, I'm not going to mess with that. Karist, what? Karist could be a shout. Karist could be a shout. Stats on the Karist. I can't spell Karist. There we are. 30% status, 24% crit chance, 344 times crit multiplier, 0.9 follow through. Oh, but it's got innate toxin. No good. Innate toxin. Never mind. Pile of shit. Not what we need. Actually, no, wait, no. I could viral. No, I could still viral electric that, couldn't I? I could, actually. Now I think about it. What's the dispo on it? What is the dispo? On the Karist. Oh, it's only 3 pips. Oh, screw that. I've got hate for that. Never mind. Back to the mods. We can do better than that. Right, what else we got here? Karatinos, no. Kick gun, that's not a melee. Cracking Crunch, that's a Zor. Melee mods that I've got to open. I've got 11 of those. Could look at some point. Ogres, Ultha, Paris again, Phantasma, couple pistols, another pistol, Play Kiwa, Proboscis Sonos, 3 of those. Quanta, Rattleguts twice, Rifle, Rumblejack, Scourge, Shotgun. 9 of those, apparently. 10 of them. Skiajati? Nah. Snipertron, Soma, Sporlator, Sporothrix, Stalter, Staticor, Stinger, Stradivar, Stron Supra, Diplos Envoy again, Tetra, Tiberon, Tombfinger, Tonkor, Torrid, Trumna, Comac, Tysis, Venka could be an option, but that's going to be used a lot. It's not going to be that high, is it? Vermi, Sledge, Zor, Zenith, Zooge. Never mind. Yeah, I think the Hate Riven's gonna have to sit for now as the one to look at on that side, and it's not a terrible one we picked up. That one we rolled into honestly captures like the core kind of ideas for the stats on it. For influence approach, we've got the extra faction damage that's crucial. Crit damage, honestly, it's just more damage is nice, and then cold. It means because I've got the crit damage there, I can skip out on Gladiator Might or Organ Shatter. Take your pick. Probably Organ Shatter would be the more correct one, wouldn't it? So I've got space for quickening, and then once I form this more, I can also get in the Tenor guy, and that does the trick. It's not a great Riven for it, but it's good enough. Yeah. Oh wait, you have to level up weapons and warframes. Thought I had to do quests. It's a bit of both. So you can do all of the quests without leveling up your stuff, but you kind of want to be able to fit everything. That's kind of a good idea. Leveling up your stuff so that you can fit on more powerful stuff, kind of a really important idea because, well, let's take a very basic thing. Let's take the Bratton. Nice basic old Bratton. You might already have a Bratton. Look at this amazing damage output here, 24. That's amazing, isn't it? 24 damage. Woo! 63.6, one mod. Woo! That's kind of going somewhere. We're cooking. Hey, you know what? Let's give it some more damage. How about some fire damage? Boom, 120. That sounds pretty nice. Would you like some more damage? We could do that. Split chamber. Ah, I can't fit that. I've run out of space. And so you get the next upgrade. And the next upgrade. And the next upgrade. Next thing you know, you're like, okay, so rather than 120 damage, what can we have instead? I know, let's have a look at the Kuva Heck. How much damage does your Kuva Heck do, Ken? Oh, you know, 24,000. And that's on the normal shot. We can fire 4 of those shots at the same time. And it has a critical chance, which means it's got a high critical chance, so it's going to multiply that up even higher. Oh! Oh, that's a little bit more damage. Is there anything more powerful than that, Ken? Well, in terms of single shots, we could have 253,000. With a guaranteed crit to multiply the damage 5-fold again. I mean, that does some work, right? I think that's a little bit more than 120 damage. So, I mean, you know, the bits go up over time there. You'll want to level up your weapons, and you'll get there eventually. Is that before mods? Oh no, that's modded. That is modded. Just a little bit. But yeah. 253,000 damage kind of... Yeah. Isn't that per projectile? Per shot? That's per shot. Because it includes multi-shot does that. And my Archivex has a multi-shot of 1.6. And that is before any other kinds of buffs are included. Because, well, I have a video where I did, what was it, 2 billion damage with a single melee attack that was actually at a range, because we don't understand the difference between melee and range in this game. We just do it anyway. I just wrecks any sort of planet? Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It kind of hurt. Should you replace Jaya's 1 for Helminth? It's an option, yeah, go ahead. Why not? If you keep a 2 and you keep a 3 and 4, you're absolutely golden. A 1 and a 2 kind of do very similar things, except a 2 is probably just better at it, so yeah. You can get rid of the 1. You'll be fine there. Right, I'm aware of the time. We're closing in on when we want to do a platinum giveaway, but before I go running that, I've had myself 2 cups of tea and most of a thing of water. So what we'll do, chat, is I'm going to leave you in Sill's capable hands here. Sill is going to carefully moderate and make sure that there aren't 5,000 drones, because Sill has this magical power to mentally command you to not send any drones in the chat. So I'm going to go sort something real quick. I'll be right back. Sill, if there are loads of drones, I want you to count every single one of them. Alright? No drones, no drones. Deathsculler, Andrew, I can see those. I'm still here. I'll be right back. Grab your tickets, no drones. It seems there are some people that don't listen to me. Someone needs to break out their golden drones? Well, we not had any golden drones in the chat. All this drone spam. And also, was that a Kamerkid subscriber whilst I go away? What's the point of that? Kamerkid, thank you very much for the subscription there, joining us at tier 1. Welcome into the channel proper. Did you do that just for drones? Let me have a... Yes, you did. You did that just for drones. Ah. Hey dude, just stumbled on the stream, so did I. Watch your videos all the time. What's the plan today? The plan today, Anthony, is to do a platinum raffle and find someone to raid. I'm so sorry, Anthony, but you have come in right at the very end of the stream here today. I'm so sorry. What's the giveaway? Exclamation mark raffle for details on the giveaway. Also, drones! Haha, I have the gold ones as well. Fear the golden drone. Victor, cheers. What time is it for me? It is 10 PM here in the UK. 10 PM. And to get those golden drones, they are a very limited item, those ones. You need to be a high bidder on the stream. Because if you have tipped the stream a whole bunch of bits, or you're the streamer yourself, i.e. me, you can get hold of drones, grendels, and snacks all in gold. True, the gold ones can't spin, but they are gold. That is the only way you can have gold, is to have bitted the stream. There we are. Anyway, I think it is about time we do that platinum raffle now. If you've not only grabbed a ticket for it, that means you've only just arrived on the stream, so clearly you didn't want one or didn't deserve one. So I'm just going to close the entries. 3, 2, 1. Yep, they're closed now. They are closed, can no longer take any more tickets. Sorry, Shaggy. You'll have to join us on the next platinum raffle, which will be on the Sunday stream. But for now, everyone who's been here during the stream and who's paid attention to all the ticket that can be claimed, out of those, there's only going to be one winner, and that is Zonical413. Zonical413, congratulations, you are the winner today. I'll be contacting you via Twitch DM shortly after the stream. Get hold of your Warframe username, platform, and your current and cross-save status. Look at that. Wait, no way, they say in all caps. Oh, and look at that. Zonical actually joined the stream today, following since 2 hours ago. You see? It is absolutely fair. It doesn't matter if you've been here for ages or recently arrived. Following as of 2 hours ago, it says right here. In fact, your first message was about the RCE stuff with Apex, so there you are. So Zonical, yep. I'm just going to send you a quick little message here. Hi, smiley face. Zonical, could you please respond to that with your Warframe username, platform, not password, platform, and the if you have cross-save turned on or not. And then we'll be able to get that sorted out. I'll send you further details after this stream. Also, Dryus. I have no idea if I'm supposed to pronounce it that way. That's a lot of vowels in a row. My English brain can't handle that, but all the same. Dryus, thank you very much for dropping your prime over here, and welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy your lovely blue badge, your emotes, your access to the supporter team lounge, the premium channel on my Discord, and no more ads for you. Did people send me passwords? One person did. Only once. But once someone did send me their password. I was like, okay, well, first of all, you need to go change that. Second of all, I'm glad you trust me with that, but seriously, go change that. It's supposed to be Dr. Ayush? I'm just going to call you Doc. If that's okay, I'm just going to call you Doc. Cheers, Doc. Currently there's an invasion for the Arcing Reactor Catalyst. True, there is that. If anyone needs those, go and grab that. Doc's fine with you? Excellent. Right then, with the details there all sorted out on the plat giveaway, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, yep, got all the correct details there from Zonical. Zonical, I'll send you further info shortly after the stream. Who are we going to raid today? That is the question. Who are we going to raid today? Let's see, who is live on a Warframe channel, because we can't raid ourselves. What's this Friday's plan? Well, this Friday, haven't we got the stream by the devs? The PAX one, no less. I'm going to have to see if we're actually allowed to co-stream that, because it's a PAX one. I need to check on that. Alright, what can you win with the giveaway? It's a 75 plat giveaway today, but that's been done. That is done. So let's see, who can we raid? So, someone saying Asian. Doesn't Asian Invasions wrap up about now? I think it wraps up about now. When is Dev stream compared to our schedule? Oh, true. They're an hour ahead, aren't they? That might not line up. I'll check. I'll double, triple, quadruple check. Oh, they could just break everything with that one, can't they? Alright. I'll look into it. Yeah. Is it a special type of packs? It might be. Still! What happened? I'll have a look what happened there. Time out of 10 seconds? Something silly's gone down there. Still. Anyway. Who do we raid? Who do we raid? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure today. I mean, we've been to Roblox just recently. I don't want to overdo it with the Roblox stuff there, so... I'm really not sure, actually, who I want to raid today. Yeah, I'll check the Switch schedule on the Warframe stuff for Friday later. If it doesn't line up, then we'll do something different. I have a plan for that already, so we'll check. Who's the person who does the Pokemon stuff? Oh, you're on about Charizard. Char is not live right now. Yeah, Char is not live. Actually, you know what? I'm going to check something. I'm going to check something real quick. Let me check on this here. I'm just going to... I've muted upstream so I can grab him with this. Nope, that one's really hard to pin up. Can't go to that one. That's unfortunate. Dang it. What? Where are the main people? Where are the people we usually raid? What is this? What is going on here? This is all silly. I do not approve of the lack of recognizable names to raid. And this... I'll be honest with you, there's so many VTubers. I do not raid VTubers. I've raided enough VTubers to know I don't want to raid VTubers. I'm just done with that. There have been okay experiences, there have been bad ones. Alright, Lils, thank you very much. You have yourself a good one. Yeah, this is taking longer to find a raid than I'd usually do. So, you know what? Yeah, we're going to break someone's mind. Let's scroll and find someone's mind to break. Let's go down a bunch. Who looks like they have no idea that a raid could ever happen to them. But it also looks like they're worth raiding. Mr. Roblox is like, yeah, we went to Roblox recently. I don't like raiding the same stream over and over. The whole point of it is to spread the love. So, we're going to break someone's mind. Raided him last week. I mean, if I have a look here, we raided Roadblock, yeah, 7 days ago and then Clover 3 days ago. It's too recent. It's too recent. I think Roblox technically on the same stream as last time a week ago as well, so triple no good. Let's see here. Who can we shock and who can we actually see the reactions of said shock from? Let's have a look at this one real quickly. It is muted. Oh, they're coming towards the end of the new war. Alright, let's do this. Let's break someone's mind right at the time that they're being mind broken. Can I hit this raid now? Yes, I can. Oh, good. Oh, good. Let's do this nice and quick. Let's load in. We've got a quick raid to do here. They have no idea this is coming. This is going to be amazing. I hope. Maybe it won't be. We'll see what happens. But let's be on our best behavior, chat. Let's show them what this community is all about. Let's break their mind in a positive way. That's all from me today. I'll see you on Friday for some more good stuff. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.